Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Killeen Chaparral. We're in Killeen, Texas for tonight's ballgame. It's Killeen Chaparral High School. Joseph Searles, the third stadium. Beautiful stadium here on the campus of Chaparral High School that just opened up. I believe this is the third or fourth year that this school has been open, and we're here for tonight's district ballgame. And it's all brought to you by First Responder Broadcasting here on the SHN Sports YouTube channel. And we are blessed with some serious sponsors out there that make it free of charge for you guys each and every week, and we will thank them throughout the broadcast. I'm Wally Harmon alongside. We've got Holden Tuma, we've got Doppler Dave on the field, we got Kelly up here in the booth with me. But more importantly, we have the people we don't hear from, but they make it happen. It's Jerry Ann, our producer, my wife. It's our two photographers, the videographers, Jolissa and Heath. Thank you so much. Kelly, 1-0 in district. That's just where we stop and we start the conversation here. 1-0 in district, a great performance from Georgetown on Friday night against the Leander Lions. More importantly, the revenge was taken care of from last year to try to right that wrong as the only district loss. But more importantly, an intensity that I saw from that team from the walkthrough to walking off the field, and I hope that fire continues.
Coach Griffin described it as the most complete game these Eagles have played this year, and it was by far not even close. And of course, things to work on, always going to be things to work on. Some special teams issues that they need to get corrected, especially with job assignments on the special teams and maintaining those lanes. But it was nice to be able to walk out of that stadium after a game that wasn't a 2, 3, 4, 5 point win or couple point loss. I needed it. Coach needed it. This team needed it. And you'll hear in the interview a little bit later Coach talk about making sure the Eagles are not complacent after that dominating win.
Holden, maybe the most busy time of the year for you was last Friday night. The stats were racking up. This offense played well. Jet Walker performed. Weston Stewart, Zach Guyton filled in and performed. Caleb McDougall performed, but then you just keep going down the list. Copeland Madrig, Xavier Warren, Regan Terosian, Braylon Westfall, Bratton. It was like the weapons were all coming out to participate in that game. And Holden, maybe that's the start of something big for this team, to figure out just who they are and run with that.
And I actually touched on that exact same thing in my recent breakdown of that past game against Leander.
Are you referring to the G-Town breakdown?
I am. The G-Town breakdown is going to be coming out about every week.
With Holden Tuma.
With yours truly. And I touched on that in that video in the sense that that game felt like a potential reflection moment for this offense where they can look back at this Leander game, how well they played, and then attempt to match that. Once they put that effort out onto the field and they establish that they can put out such an effective offense, now they know going every week they have that confidence within themselves that they can go out there and execute at such a high level. They had 10 drives in that game, and they scored on the first 9 of them. The only time they did not score was when they kneeled the ball out to end the game. Their offense was clicking on all cylinders, and I expect some that momentum and that confidence to continue week to week.
And you see him right there. It's Doppler Dave. What's the forecast tonight? We're in an open deck here on the second level. It's beautiful. What's it going to be tonight for the ball game?
You're going to have east-northeast winds at 6 miles an hour, 88 degrees. It's going to be a beautiful evening, not a cloud in the sky. Great. It's starting to feel like fall as soon as that sun goes down. This turf is absolutely beautiful. The stands are starting to fill up. Cheers here. The sweethearts of Georgetown, your Georgettes and the band's getting in the stadium now. So we're going to have a lot of fun tonight, Wally.
I tell you what, it's reminiscent of last night, the coaches show out on the track, Dave. It started, at first we were like, man, it's going to be a little warm out here, but it ended up being a beautiful night. Hopefully that is reminiscent of what tonight's going to be as Georgetown comes out and hopefully puts a whooping down on the Bobcats.
Absolutely. We'll try and get a pregame quick couple of questions from Coach Griff as he comes out of the locker room.
All I ask is don't ask him about halftime.
We're not asking about halftime.
Talking about stats and everything that happened last week, Kelly, this defense starting to seem to find their rhythm, find their place, not over-pursuing, not collapsing down and letting the pocket be exposed. You just like to see it. We had a chance to talk to Tennyson Dean last night, one of the leaders on this defense. What a focused young man, but the ability to, like Coach Laux and them talk to him, don't come down hard during the game. Cheer up and cheer on your teammates. In practice, correction, work hard, show that work ethic, but instill the right thing in them. This defense seems to have responded last week. Now you just hope that growth stacks on top of that.
They really did respond, and as I talked with Coach Griffin about it, we were talking about how this team finally seems like they have gotten their feet under them, and now the real progress can start, and the timing is perfect with the beginning of district. And we will let you hear that interview from Coach Griffin right now. Here's the word from Coach Griffin. Stick with us. We welcome to Countdown to Kickoff head coach Chuck Griffin. Coach, thanks again for joining us.
Hey, thanks, Kelly. Glad to be here, man.
As always, we appreciate your time. This interview brought to you by Blair Hogue at Fairway Mortgage. We appreciate their sponsorship as well. Coach, big win from the outside looking in. Seemed like a pretty complete win. Not saying there wasn't things that need to be fixed, but really good team victory. Give us your thoughts on the victory over Leander last week.
Super proud of our kids, just the way they performed, what they did, how they're playing right now. I really do think it was probably our most complete game. A couple of special team things that we got to fix, especially in our kickoff coverage. But other than that, really that was our only lackluster thing was our kickoff coverage. Thought we played really good defensively. I think we played great offensively. A lot of our special teams were good. So, just proud of our kids and the way they're competing and playing right now.
When we played Leander last Friday, they came in with some confidence. I mean, they were 1-2 in pre-district, but they had some pretty good games, and they've got some good athletes over there. How are you guys able to just lock them down like you did?
Well, I think we're kind of getting to the point where we're getting some kids back, getting a little healthier. That plays a big role in it. Just coming together as a team, like when you got some youth, it takes you a little while to do that, and we've got a lot of youth this year, so. Just getting ourselves in position to be good. So I think we did a good job of that. And I think our kids went out, executed the game plan, did a great job.
Seems like the lights are coming on a little bit and some of the younger players getting their legs under them. But you also had the opportunity with the score of the game to get some players some playing time that might not necessarily get to play. How valuable is that?
Yeah, it's huge. I told Coach at the end of the game, I wasn't trying to score on that last drive necessarily, just trying to get our players that don't get to play much, trying to get them a touch on the ball and those kind of things. So anytime you can do that's incredible to have a chance to.
What really stood out, especially with this defense for you as the head coach in the game last week against the Lions?
I think our linebacker play was much better than it has been. Gavin Smith's kind of figuring some things out, being a first-year starter there. And Gavin didn't get to play last year. He had a baseball injury and had surgery. So this is really, from a football perspective, this is his sophomore year, even though he's a junior. He hasn't played since he's a freshman. So he's, the wheels have been turning a little bit, and he kind of figured some things out. Malachi Miller continued to step up, and he did some really good stuff. Easton Smith did as well. And, of course, Cole Mitchell's just steady Eddie, and just keeps playing really well. So I think our linebacker core played really well last week.
Offensively, play calling was really impressive to me, watching that and mixing it up and keeping Leander off balance. Talk about the offensive performance and how well they were able to do basically what they wanted to do.
Yeah, I think Caleb had a big game, his best game of the year, throwing 5 touchdowns. And Xavier's playing really well. Jet's kind of coming to his own and figuring some things out. And we're playing good offensively, offensive line-wise, and just continuing to get better there. So, again, it's probably our most complete game offensively.
So this week, travel over to Copper's Cove to play the Chaparral Bobcats. What are you looking for on this short week against the Bobcats?
Our deal is just getting better. What can we get better this week? And really, it's a short week from playing on Thursday rather than Friday, but really we're getting our complete practice schedule done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We take Thursday morning and bump it to Wednesday afternoon, and that's about it. So we're just trying to get better. We want to keep taking steps forward in our game, so that when we get into those meat of the schedule, we're playing Rouse and we're playing Eastview and we're playing those teams, we're ready, And so we've got to continue to get better. And going to Chaparral, man, they're going to be super athletic. They're and I mean the kind of athletes that can hurt you if you're not careful. If you go in there and you take them light, or you go in there and you're not paying close attention to what's going on, they'll slip up and beat you. So we've got to go in and really execute and really get better as the Georgetown Eagles. That's our focus this week.
I know sometimes some lip service gets paid to it, but it seems like there's a lot more parity in this district this year than in years past. How do you prevent a letdown of your guys after a big, big win like you had against Leander?
I think the focus has got to be us. And we try to do that week in and week out. Is don't focus on our opponent so much, just focus on us. Are we getting better? Like, was today's practice better than yesterday's? Is my preparation today better than it was yesterday? If we can continue to do that, like week in and week out, day in and day out, then we got a chance to beat a lot of folks. And that's the way I think you got to look at it. Obviously, you got a game plan and you got to do those kind of things. That really, the meat of it is, are we getting better? And if we're doing that, then we're going to be in good shape.
So, players of the week last week against Leander, who really stood out last week?
Excuse me.
I didn't mean to get you all choked up, Coach.
You got me all choked up there. Hang on a sec. Jesse Espinosa played really well up front. Had 3 tackles for loss and 4 total tackles. Gavin Smith played really good at linebacker, grade out 90%. Had 7 tackles, had a really big special teams play. Johnny Decker in the back end played good with 5 tackles, pass breakup, graded out at 98%. So really played close to a perfect game from a corner standpoint. And then Kate Erickson was our defensive player of the game with 6 tackles, 2 pass breakups, and did some stuff special teams wise. Offensive line wise was Sam Lopez again, graded out 94%. Jet 21 carries for 115 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then two extra point conversions. Braden Bratton was our wide receiver of the week. A little sophomore, had his first touchdown of the game and had 4 catches for 94 yards, had a big 3rd down catch, and then a big score, a big 40-yard plus pass play. And then Caleb was our Code Blue player of the week with 222 yards passing and 5 touchdowns. So Quentin Rock played really good. He's our GTDNA player of the week. He had a sack, a pass breakup, and did a good job on kickoff return. Our game changer was Malachi Miller's recovery on the onside kick on the second drive. Just kind of set the tempo. We went up 16-0 and kind of set the tempo for the game for the night. So AJ Stevenson played well. Our hands team, we got 3 onside kicks, so that was good for those guys to go out and execute that. So, man, overall,
awesome,
again,
by the way.
we're really, really proud of our kids and the way that they played.
Right. So, Coach, we always talk about the players of the game and the players' performances and all that, but you and I, in some private conversations, time and time again, you are continually harping on your coaching staff and the good work that they do. Brag on those coaches for just a little bit because they're doing a tremendous job.
Yeah, I'm really fired up about our coaches and what they do. If you look at what we've done the last couple of years offensively, when you have guys that leave, you think, oh man, what's going to happen? But man, Coach Flo and our offensive coaches have stepped up and just continue to get better week in and week out. Coach Laux on our defensive side and those guys have just continued to get better and our defense is playing better every single week. And, so just watching those guys do that, I'll share with you, I think this is right now we're kind of living in like some glory days of Georgetown football. We're playing really well and winning lots of games and winning lots of playoff games and really kind of the best little grouping of years there's ever been. And just, man, I'm fired up to be part of it and blessed to be here.
You've got a tremendous staff around you, a great community of support around this Georgetown Eagle football program. Yeah. And you have told me time and time again how blessed you are to be a part of that. And we appreciate you and your coaching staff and all you guys do for these kids in this community.
Well, thank you, man.
Folks, that is head coach Chuck Griffin. We will continue with Countdown to Kickoff right after this. Coach, thanks so much for your time.
You got it. Thanks, Kelly.
Folks, we'll be right back right after this.
Blair Hogue with the Hogue team of Fairway Independent Mortgages, your local lender. With over 22 years of experience, Blair and his team are here to guide you through every step of your home journey. Whether you're buying, refinancing, or pulling equity out for debt consolidation or home improvements. When you think mortgage, think Blair Hogue with the Hogue team. We are conveniently located on the square in Georgetown. Visit us today or call 512-717-9912 and let's get started on your path to home ownership.
Holden's first half stats, the third quarter, and post-game wrap-up are brought to you by Graham & Sons Land and Cattle. Graham & Sons is a cow-calf operation here in Central Texas, growing calves, cotton, corn, and wheat for commercial customers. Austin Graham and his team of crazy cowboys and cowgirls produce some of the best-tasting meat the first responder broadcasting team has ever eaten. Thank you, Graham & Sons, for your support of our broadcast of Georgetown Eagle Football.
Back here live, Chaparral High School at Joseph L. Searles III Stadium, where Georgetown gets ready to take on the Chaparral Bobcats. We get ready for the starting lineups. They're brought to you by Oak Ridge Disciple House, a Christian ministry dedicated to helping men 18 and older break free from the chains of addiction. Thank you to Josh Harris and the Oak Ridge Disciple House for their support now in their 15th season, sponsoring Georgetown Eagle Football. Holding the starters for the Bobcats.
On offense for Killeen Chaparral Bobcats, left tackle number 75, Jonah Taliva. At left guard, number 65, Samuel C. Tualetfuga. At center, number 72, Antonio Malpica. At right guard, number 50, Jerron Blackwell. And then our right tackle is Tyson Yandel. For the skill positions, at the X receivers, number 14, Jalen Moultrie. At Z receivers, 81, Titus Hines. At halfback, it's going to be number 11, Marcus Majors. At Y-back, number 41, Harrison Lyons. Running back, number 5, Davian Arthur. And the man that makes it all happen, QB number 9, Bryson Coleman.
On the defensive side of the ball for the Bobcats.
Bandit number 33 is Marcelo Brewster. At defensive tackle, number 96, Gabriel Longoria. At nose guard, number 99, Brian Brundage. At the Razor linebacker, number 55, Sean Fuller. At same linebacker, number 3, Demetrius Davis. At Mike linebacker, number 7, Logan Collins. And then at the will, number 18, Aiden McCullum. At the DB's positions, cornerback number 1 is Emir Bolton Smith. Cornerback number 31 is Moses Woods. And on the back end, free safety number 0, Jeremiah Williams. And to round it out, the strong safety number 29 is Damari Moore.
And now the starting lineup for Georgetown Eagles. On the offense at right tackle, he's a senior, number 71, Caden Scherer. At right guard, a junior, number 77, AJ Tasty, Big Tasty Gonzalez. Happy birthday to the Big Tasty. At center, a senior, number 76, Ryan Mishcott. At left guard, the senior, number 55, Caleb Hennessy. And the left tackle, the senior, number 78, Sam Lopez. The tight end H-back, that's the senior, number 2, Regan Terosian. At wide receiver, number 4, the senior, Copeland Madre. On the other side, the wide receiver is a senior, number 7, Xavier Warren. In the slot, if you don't see the tight end, that'll be your senior, number 2, Regan Terosian. In the other slot will be the junior, number 16, Braylon Westlaw. In the backfield, the second quarterback will be the senior running back, number 28, Jack Walker. At fullback, number 17, that's the senior, Gus Papa Constantino. Common spelling on the Papa Constantino. And a quarterback, the junior, that is number 12, Caleb McDougall. To the defensive side of the ball, we go with the dog, the senior, number 8, Tennyson Dean. At the nose, a senior, number 99, A.J. Stevenson. At tackle, a junior, number 49, Derek Jones. At the bandit, the senior, number 36, Jesse Espinoza. At the Mike linebacker, that's the junior, the hard-hitting number 34, Gavin Smith. In the will spot will be the junior, number 14, Landon Hammond. And the Sam linebacker, number 11, the senior, Cole Mitchell. At safety, the junior, number 19, Johnny Decker. He's opposite of the junior safety, number 20, Reagan Bollinger. The corners that are taken care of by the senior, number 21, Jahad Abdenur. And on the opposite side, the junior, number 3, Cade Erickson. Georgetown comes into the ballgame 3-1 in district play. And let's hear from our sponsor for the starting lineups in Oak Ridge Disciple House.
Struggling with addiction or know someone who is? There's light at the end of the tunnel, and it shines bright at the Oak Ridge Disciple House. As a 501c3 Christian ministry, they are dedicated to helping men aged 18 and older rebuild their lives free from the chains of drug and alcohol addiction. Be reminded, there's always hope, always a new beginning. Discover your fresh start with the Oak Ridge Disciple House. Proud supporters of Georgetown Eagle Football, because just like the Eagles, the fight at Oak Ridge never dies. Find out more at oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
at Searles Stadium here at Chaparral High School. The microphone is unmuted this time, so we'll talk about it a little bit. Georgetown comes in 3-1 on the season, 1-0 in district play, 1-1 at home on the season, 2-0 on the road. Georgetown comes in averaging 36.5 points, allowing just 23.3 points. If you look at a district with the one-game size sample, it's 58 points for, 27 against. What's going to be important tonight, Holden, you look at these stats, you talk about these numbers, a very athletic team like we saw against Copperas Cove for Georgetown to face off tonight. How important is that to make sure nothing easy is given up to these athletic players?
The biggest thing for me coming into this ball game was the last game that Chaparral played at Cedar Park. They wound up dropping that game 57-14 after they played all three of the prior games very close. So Georgetown's going to have to come into this testing, okay, did Cedar Park expose something about this team that Georgetown could then exploit, in particular running the football, or is that going to be more of a fluke on Chaparral's side and they're going to be able to stop Georgetown? What I expect, given that statistics that Cedar Park ran the ball for about 400 yards in that game, is the fact that Georgetown will probably lean heavy running the ball early and see if Chaparral can stop them from doing that.
Georgetown Eagle Football is powered by Graham & Sons Famine Land and Cattle Company. They are proud sponsors of Georgetown Eagle Football and the First Responder broadcast team. Is it time for keys to the game?
Close enough.
Let's do them. Dave, that way we can get through them before Coach comes out. Dave, your key to the game tonight for Georgetown.
I think the key to the game is confidence, but also just focusing and making sure you handle every specific thing. Everybody needs to do their job. No mistakes tonight. You can't let up. You're 1-0 in district. Keep that momentum going.
Holden, your thoughts, key to the game for Georgetown to win?
Building a little bit off where Dave just mentioned, no mistakes. Georgetown's been really effective at limiting the negative plays. They have not had any sacks so far in this season. If they can continue working effectively on offense and efficiently on offense, they should continue to put up big points.
Dave or Kelly, your keys to the game tonight?
They got to stay over their skis. They can't get too overconfident from last week and just take care of what they got to take care of.
Let's go to Dave. Coach Griffin.
Coach, short week, turn around. What's the vibe in the locker room tonight?
Man, they're excited. They're ready to go.
All right. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Okay.
Away we go.
Yeah.
And you know what, Dave? We talked about that last night with Coach. Good week of practice, even on a short. They were able to get their practice in because they do it in the mornings. They doubled up practice on Wednesday to get their Thursday in. But these kids are rocking and rolling, ready to feed off of that high. Kelly, back to your keys there to the game.
Yeah, so I was saying that they can't get too overconfident from last week and think they're just going to walk on this field and just because they've got that G on their helmet win this ball game. You got to take care of your assignments, do the basics very, very well, because if those aren't ready, then there's nothing else to really worry about. And I think Georgetown's going to be focused when they come in tonight.
The one thing I think that sticks out to me is this defense has to continue to grow. They showed a lot of improvement in that second half and the adjustments made against Copperas Cove to bring about a big comeback win to win at 35-32, and then played a great game last week. You had Cole Mitchell looking like the Cole Mitchell of last year when it ended, hitting hard, flying around the field. I saw a lot out of the two safeties that I like, that I'd love to keep seeing in Decker and Bollinger. They were flying around and love to make the big hit and close in. How capable is this defensive backfield to shut down some athletic wide receivers and prevent the big play? That's the one thing I think has to happen. We've got to win that battle. Not only of turnovers, we got to win the big play battle and not let Chaparral make any big plays over the top on us.
Wally, one of the things also is on paper, this looks like it shouldn't be a close game, but you cannot let the Bobcats feel like they can hang with you in this ball game, and you just have to continue to drive the ball, run hard, tackle hard, sure tackling, take care of the football. Again, like I said earlier, all the basics, but you have to keep the Bobcats from thinking they can stay in this game, because if they do, then they can be dangerous.
The standings in District 8 currently, 4 teams undefeated, 4 teams without a win, as Georgetown takes into the huddle, into the blow-up inflatable. The sign will be raised by the cheerleaders here in just a second. Georgetown, Eastview, Lake Belton, and Cedar Park all at 1-0 in district. Georgetown, the big win over Leander. Eastview beat Glenn 31-17. Lake Belton beat Rouse 49-38. And Cedar Park beat the Chaparral Bobcat team 57-14. Tonight, Georgetown here on the road at Chaparral. Eastview playing at home against Lake Belton in what Dave Campbell calls a pick'em game. Cedar Park is at Rouse and favored by 15 points over the Rouse Raiders. And Leander is host to Glenn tonight. Leander favored by 12. Here come your Georgetown Eagles on the far side of the stadium, on the visitors' side, as they take the field with the flags out of the inflatable. As the Bobcats finish up their warm-ups, the Eagles will head all the way down to the far end of the stadium, where they will take their knee in preparation to get ready to kick off this ball game. The battle tonight, Georgetown's favored by 21, but like you said, Kelly, they can't come in here just thinking they're going to run away with this one. Holden, any stats from the Chaparral Bobcats that stick out to you that Georgetown, or what we think needs to be a focus for this defense or offense to pay attention to?
Defensively, yes, because I think that this Bobcats team is going to have another mobile quarterback. And so that's really been the one Achilles heel against this Eagles defense, is their ability to kind of handle running quarterbacks. And running quarterbacks are the toughest thing to guard in all of football, because they can beat you with their legs and with their arm. And so if the Eagles are unable to contain Chaparral's quarterback, then they might have some fits defensively.
So it'll be interesting to watch. Georgetown, their offense after last week, getting their points per game up to over 35 points a game at 36.5. The Chaparral Bobcats are 1-0 at home, 1-2 on the road, averaging 25 points per ball game on the season, averaging 25.1 scored, 25 points even allowed. They have scored 104 points on the season. Georgetown has put up 146. The Bobcats have allowed 100 points. Georgetown has allowed 93. And so it'll be interesting to see where these teams attack at, because Coach McCray, like Coach Griffin talked about last night at the coaches show, Coach McCray is getting this program to where he wants it to be, and he's building a something big here at Chaparral. The athletes are coming in and buying into this program. He came in late in the season, or late in the summer last year, after the head coach had taken off to go to another school and take a job. And so when McCray came in here, he had work to do already halfway through the summer. And so it's going to be interesting to watch as this program continues to grow under Coach McCray and how they perform. That athleticism, the athleticism for these players will handle a lot of that for Coach McCray.
It really will, and we saw a similar change with Copper's Cove. Previous years they had a lot of experience, had some good athletes, but the discipline was an issue, and there have been some of those issues last season with the Bobcats, and we'll see if they've got that corrected. They do have some good athletes on this side of the field, so it'll be interesting to see how much different this team looks than it looked last year.
And one other dynamic about this game is the fact that this is only the second of 3 home games traditionally for the Chaparral team, and the first time they've been home in over a month. So they do not get many times to play in front of their fans at this home side. They're going to want to show out against a strong Eagle team who's looking to come in another away game and prove that they are a legit contender in the district.
We get ready for tonight's national anthem as there is a group here. They're going to introduce them here in just a minute. There will be a presentation of the colors by one of the junior ROTC programs, I believe, here from Chaparral High School, as the teams line up on their respective sidelines for tonight's kickoff.
Those brave men and women who defend our country each day, and for a moment of reflection. And now for a moment of silence. Thank you. Please remain standing and remove your hats at this time for the posting of the colors and the national anthem. Presenting the colors with pride and dignity is the Chaparral High School JORTC Color Guard, under the direction of the Bobcat Battalion Commander, Derek Murdahl, and Cadet Command Sergeant Major, Darren Santiago Caballo. Carrying the American flag and leading tonight's Color Guard is Cadet Sergeant Brittany Kitzmiller. Carrying the Texas flag is Cadet Harmony Perry. Right Rifle Guard is Cadet Sergeant Ava Caldwell, and the left Rifle Guard is Cadet Eric Saul Romero Claudio. The instructors are First Sergeant Retired Emilio Labato, Sergeant Major Retired Keith Walker, and Chief Warrant Officer 3 Retired Michael Romero. And now, our national anthem, performed by the Chaparral High School Varsity Choir under the direction of Gerald Nicholas and Eric Berg.
I will simply say, wow, that was beautiful. What a rendition by the Chaparral Varsity Choir. That was amazing.
Meeting at midfield.
Back live here at Searles Stadium. We go to the sideline. Reporter Dave and the coin toss.
Aiden Arthur. Number 18, Aiden McCollum. Number 41, Harrison Leon. And number 99, Ryan Harley.
Georgetown has won the toss. Georgetown has won the toss, and we'll receive this in the field. Have a great game, gentlemen.
So Georgetown wins the toss again and elects to receive. So Coach Griffin wants to see this offense go to work early on in this ball game. The captains for the Bobcats, number 41, Harrison Lyon. Number 99, that was Ryan Brundage. Number 18 is Aiden McCullum. And at number 5 is Davion Arthur. Georgetown's captains are, I believe it was our regulars, Jet Walker, Xavier Warren, I believe I saw out there, and a couple others. But Georgetown's offense, Coach Griffin wants to go right to work with this offense, Kelly. How big is it to get that opening drive score?
He loves getting that football, and it has worked out most of the time. You put points on the board first, and now the other team is chasing you the remainder of the game. The one time this season we haven't gotten the ball on the opening kickoff, we lost.
Chaparral will get ready to kick it away to your Georgetown Eagles. It will be number 85 doing the kicking for the Bobcats. He tees it up at the 40, middle of the field, the approach, and we are underway. He'll kick it near side, fielded at the 15-yard line. Weston Stewart up past the 20, cuts towards the middle, up past the 30, has a hole, 40, 45, 50, has a blocker out to the 40, 30, 25-yard line of Chaparral where he's run down by number 31, Moses Woods, but Weston Stewart gives the Georgetown Eagles an opening kickoff return all the way into Bobcat territory at the 25-yard line. That's a good start.
Hence the reason you like getting that football to start off like that, and now already these Bobcats are on their heels on defense, and there hasn't been an offensive snap yet. Beautiful return.
It'll be Caleb McDougal, your junior quarterback, leading this offense out for your Georgetown Eagles. The Eagles come out of the huddle on the sideline, head towards the line of scrimmage on the near sideline. Copeland Madre will come wide right. Xavier Warren is in the slot on the far side. On the outside of him is Westfall.
A little bit of a new look, isn't it?
It is, and Weston Stewart empties out of the backfield. McDougal all alone, looks right, looks left, rolls out in the flat, wide open. Westfall at the 18, dances, make a couple men miss, up to about the 17-yard line. A nice gain of 8 on first down. I'll bring up 2nd and 2.
Like seeing those kind of plays, a little misdirection going in there, and as Caleb rolls back out to his left, only one guy that he really has to deal with. Nice play, nice gain on first down, 2nd and short.
And it's a very similar concept that Belton ran against us with a lot of success. A motion, and you get a man in the flat with no defender near him, get the ball and a playmaker in space.
Jet Walker back in the backfield now. Weston Stewart out. 2 men wide right, 1 wide left is Westfall. Far side hash mark. 2nd and 2 from the 17 of the Chaparrals. Inside the Graham & Sons red zone. Hand it to Walker left side. Cut back 15, 10, 5. Run over a man. Touchdown, Georgetown.
Beautiful, stereotypical Jet Walker run, and he just lowers that shoulder and makes that defensive back pay a price and strolls into the end zone.
Georgetown leads it with 11 minutes and 1 second remaining here in the first quarter. And now they will go into a two-point conversion formation in a very different look here as Coach Colson likes to bring out in the special teams game. Walker and McDougal in the backfield in the middle set. Mishkot snaps it back, hand it to Walker right up the middle into the end zone. Not going to stop him many times, and you don't hear. And it's 8-0 early for your Georgetown Eagles. Quick timeout. Eagle football continues in a moment.
Every first quarter this season is brought to you by Nathaniel Funk, your Leander, Georgetown, Edward Jones financial advisor at 1640 Highland Falls Drive, Suite 801, Leander, Texas 78641. Learn how he can help you with your financial goals. Visit edwardjones.com/Nathaniel Funk for more.
Holden, Tuba. The Georgetown Eagles scoring drive summary, please.
Last drive, 2 plays, 25 yards, all thanks to that big kick return all the way down to the 25-yard line. Took 59 seconds. What a touchdown run by Jet Walker. Just buried a defender in his way into the end zone. 2-point conversion's good. 8-0 Eagles.
11 minutes, 1 second remaining here in the first quarter. And Georgetown leads it 8-0. And now it looks like we are going to have Mr. Galaviz kicking off for the Georgetown Eagles. Number 30, Samuel Galaviz, the senior, will kick it away for the Eagles from the 40. He'll boot it high and on the near sideline. Fielded on the run at the 15 by Woods. He'll cut back to the 20. Legs cut out from under him. What a tackle. Is that Liam Nelson? Number 29. That was, I was looking at their 29. It was not their 29. That was Easton Smith. What a tackle. He shot the gap there on the, trying to go back to the inside, and Easton Smith upends the running back. The receiving right at the 20-yard line, so a tough spot here as the Bobcats take over. 1st and 10 at their own 20 on their first possession.
Really nice play, and that's what we like to see. Some teams have had some big returns against the Eagles this year, but that one was going nowhere.
Campbell in the backfield, gets the snap. He looks left, quick pass out in the flat, caught by number 14. Out of bounds, all right, at the 25-yard line. A gain of 5 will bring up 2nd and 5. And a nice catch there on that play by number 14, Jalen Moultrie, the junior wide receiver.
I think those kind of plays could serve the Bobcats well tonight, not trying to take too big a chunk at one time, try to set up something down the field a little bit later, but that's basically the extension of the run game like we talked about.
2nd and 5, quickly back to the line. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Clap of the hand, snap back, fake the handoff. Pass batted down in the air. What a play there by Cole Mitchell. He read it, didn't buy the handoff, and then bats down the pass attempt by Campbell and brings up 3rd and 5.
Cole was having absolutely no part of that, and whenever he timed his jump just beautifully, knocks that ball down. If somebody had been close, maybe an interception, but we'll take that. 3rd and medium now.
Campbell in the back, in the shotgun with a running back to his left. 2 receivers left, 2 right. 3rd and 5. Snap back. Campbell looking left the whole time. Pressure, throws down the middle, way overthrown. The ball lands at the 50-yard line. The closest receiver about the 43. And that'll bring up 4th and 5 from their own 25. Does McCray take a chance early, or does he punt it away?
Hey, Wally, that might have been because Big Tasty, number 99, A.J. Stevenson, was right in that quarterback's face. That might have had something to do with that ball being thrown way out there.
Dave, Big Tasty is 77. He is not 99.
My bad. Number 99.
Two AJs, though, so I give you credit on that one. So it looks like a late substitution here. They're going to bring out the punter and kick it away. You wondered if McCray would take a shot early in the first quarter in his own 25. Now lined up to punt it away.
Yeah, maybe the other AJ is going to be Big Smelly.
Schubert will get the punt away. Low punt. It bounces at the 40, 45, 50. Cade Erickson will pick it up, gets away from a man. 45 near side, and then he'll be driven out of bounds just about the 40-yard line of Bobcat territory. A late flag comes in. The ball is going to be spotted at the 41 of the Bobcats, but a late flag came in there here on the near sideline with 10:33 remaining in the first quarter, and we'll see what the penalty is.
Yeah, we couldn't see it on the angle that we had, so we just have to let the referee tell us.
After the play, Kirk Fox, unnecessary roughness, 29 of Georgetown. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So a costly penalty there and whistled on Easton Smith. And so that'll back Georgetown up. Instead of being in the Bobcat territory at the 41-yard line, they'll back them up 15 yards. So it'll be at the Georgetown 49-yard line. Where are they going?
15 yards that way, I guess.
It should be 15 from the spot where the end of the play was. He said it was after the play. And if you're marking it at the 41, you just gave them all the way back to our 41. That's 18-yard penalty now instead of 15-yard penalty.
That's all right.
Okay.
Pad the stats.
Georgetown has it 1st and 10 with 10:33 remaining here in the quarter. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Walker to the left of McDougal. Handed off. Walker right up the middle. Hit, piled up, and he'll still plow forward for 3 yards and get up to about the 44-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and 7.
We've talked about it multiple times, how Jet and these other running backs run. They run low, got their pad level down, squared up, stay over their pad. So even if there is contact behind the line or at the line of scrimmage, they generally can fall forward, not have a loss very much at all.
Trips left. Xavier Warren, the lone receiver, right. Near side hash mark. Walker will empty out of the backfield now. McDougal by himself. 4 receivers left. McDougal looks left. A screen to Walker out in the flat. And he didn't get many blocks there. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up 3rd and 7 now for the Eagles.
And that's how you have to play Jet. You've got to tackle him low, get a lot of hats around the football. And that was actually a good job by that defense of attacking that pass. Good defense by the Bobcats.
And already a big 3rd down here for them. If they can force a 3 and out, get the ball back, and not let Georgetown score on another drive, they're not finding themselves suddenly down by multiple scores.
2 receivers left, 2 right. Walker in the backfield to the right of McDougal. Far side hash mark on 3rd and 7. Now Westfall in motion right side. Back to McDougal. He's rolling right. Has a blocker. Looks to throw it around. He has Warren wide open. Heaves it down the field. He's got to make the catch at the 20. His man misses. He's going to cut back. And now it's a race to the end zone for Xavier Warren. Touchdown, Georgetown. McDougal finally saw him and sent it down the field. Warren made the catch, makes one man miss, and the race was on.
What a great play. Good job by McDougal of not panicking getting out there and making that throw as he should. And he did a great job, and then Xavier did what Xavier does and did X-Man things all the way to the end zone after being patient, waiting on that football.
Took it from the near sideline all the way to the far corner, and now the Eagles have it. They'll do a 2-point conversion. Now they'll go into the regular extra point formation. Extra point attempts brought to you by Oak Ridge Disciple House. 9 minutes, 1 second remaining. McDougal to hold. Galaviz to kick. The snap is back. The hold is down. The kick is up. And it is good. 9 minutes, 1 second remaining here in the first quarter. Georgetown leads it 15-0 over the Chaparral Bobcats. Quick timeout. Eagle football continues in a moment.
Instant replays are brought to you by J. Byron Custom Homes. J. Byron Custom Homes is an established home builder that is expanding into more areas of Central Texas, including Georgetown, Cedar Park, Leander, Marble Falls, and more. Whether it's a new custom home or a remodel of an existing home, J. Byron can meet and exceed your expectations. With over 50 years of building experience, J. Byron Homes will work hard to see that you have the house you want to call home. J. Byron Custom Homes, exceptional craftsmanship with a personal touch. For more information, visit our website at jbyronhomes.com.
Back at Searles Stadium, hold it. The Georgetown drive summary.
Last drive, 3 plays, 44 yards, took a minute and a half off the clock, and that 56-yard touchdown to X-Man Warren. What a play from McDougal, though, to extend, running outside the pocket, and still delivering an accurate throw down the field, allowing his receiver to make a catch.
The kick by Galaviz, deep, filled it at the 5, make it the 4. Ball's dropped, picked it up at the 6. Going to the far side, the number 5 has it, gets outside the numbers, up to the 15 before he's chopped down out of bounds. The Georgetown kickoff coverage doing their job tonight here through 2 kickoffs. The return handled there by number 5, Davion Arthur, the senior. And he bobbled it, dropped it, had to pick it up and make the long run east and west. And it'll be 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line. So back-to-back possessions. And there's another tackle for Georgetown right on the sideline. And another good job on the kickoff coverage. One of the things they talked about all week working on. And Bollinger in on that tackle there on the sideline.
We see that the lesson has been learned so far in this first quarter about making sure you take care of your assignments on special teams.
Campbell in the backfield, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Snap back, he's running to the right. Quarterback design run, and he'll get about 2 or 3 yards. They are going to take him down right about the 18-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3, bring up 2nd and 7. A.J. Stevenson got out there on the tackle for Georgetown. 8:30 left here at the first quarter as the clock continues to run.
And it's not necessarily the QB designed runs that hurt the Eagles defense as much as the QB scrambles on pass plays that really harm the defense because it's so much more difficult to contain. So those type of plays I think Georgetown's comfortable defending. It's whenever the Coleman gets out of the pocket and extends that some questions are going to be raised.
3 receivers left, 1 right. Johnson in the backfield to the right of Campbell. Campbell looks left, pressured. He's going to scramble, and right up the middle he goes. And then he's going to be stacked up. And now they're going to strip at the ball, unable to get it out, but all the way up to the 28-yard line, making the 27-yard line, and up for a first down. A nice run there, but the pocket collapsed quickly, Kelly, and Campbell got out quick.
I think it was going to be a quick out to that left side of the offense, and they were all covered up real quick. He ducked his head, and he saw that he had an opening, so just took it. I don't think it was a designed run, but I think he took advantage of what he got from the defense.
A good read there by the quarterback, Bryson Coleman. Coleman in the backfield, 2 receivers left, 2 right. Claps of the hands. Now he looks towards the sideline. 5 seconds remaining on the play clock. Gets the ball back. Quick pass out in the flat made by number 14. And then knocked out of bounds by Cade Erickson. The catch made by Jalen Moultrie. He'll be out of bounds right at about the 35-yard line. That'll be a gain of 7 to bring up a short 2nd and 3.
And those are the type of throws you can expect to see when an offense isn't super comfortable with their pass protection, holding up long-term against a pass rush. It's just a snap, 2-step, and a throw.
Coleman again in the backfield. 2 receivers left and right. Snap back. Looking left again. The pump fake on a double move, and now pressure and a sack.
Dean and Stevenson.
A.J. Stevenson in on the sack. And in there also Tennyson Dean. Alongside A.J. Stevenson for the sack. Takes him back to the 32-yard line. And now that will make it 3rd and 6 for the Bobcats. 7:10 remaining as the clock runs here in quarter number 1.
I like the aggressiveness from the defense, putting some pressure, and they're getting some pressure without having to throw exotic blitzes or anything at them. Every once in a while they'll send somebody maybe from the edge or a linebacker, but they haven't had to blitz a whole lot. See if we can keep him off his game tonight.
3 receivers right, none left. Coleman in the backfield, looks to the near side. Snap right at the play clock ending. Swing pass out in the flat. Moultrie breaks the tackle, and he's going to get outside after a big blindside block. There's a big flag. A crackback block by the Bobcats. That's going to erase a big catch and run by Moultrie into Georgetown territory. The flag came out on the far sideline quickly. That'll bring it back for the Bobcats.
Poor Jesse Espinoza, he's patting his helmet. He had hands on him, but broke away from him.
That's a great play call against the blitz to go wide receiver screen through a playmaker. But like you said, those type of screen plays, you oftentimes get big linemen trying to block more agile defenders, and half the time they'll go out for the block and they'll get him in the back.
We'll go to the mic and see if we can hear what the referee called.
Illegal block in the back. Number 81.
They just call it illegal block in the back, not an illegal blindside block. But it's on Titus Hines, the junior wide receiver. And a big loss there. It would have been into Georgetown territory inside the 40, and instead it's going to back the Bobcats up all the way back. They're going to give it to the 31-yard line, make it 3rd and 8 now.
Yeah, and that block in the back is a spot foul. So
10 yards from the spot, so they only lose a yard, but more importantly, overall they lose about 40 yards.
Notice our DBs.
Big 3rd down here for the Bobcats. 6:19, clock continues to run. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Johnson in the backfield to the left of Coleman. And there's a delay of game. They gave him the snap. Oh, baby! Jesse Espinoza? Nope, who was that?
Tyler Leininger. 26, Tyler Leininger.
Leininger back in the ballgame. He was out the last couple of weeks. He's back in and gets the big sack for the Eagles. And now, how costly is that block in the back, Kelly? Instead of a first down into Georgetown territory, a big sack that could get your quarterback hurt, and now you're punting for the 2nd time in a row.
And we have suffered a little bit of this, have some success, and then have a drive just absolutely stalled with a penalty, and that's exactly what we saw here.
Schubert to punt again, 5:29. The clock continues to run. Snap is back. The punt is a better punt. It's going to be a fair catch made by Cade Erickson right about midfield. And Georgetown, for the 3rd possession in a row, will start in opponent territory, Kelly. You got to love that one right there.
That's a tough way to try to win a football game, by having them just play on your end of the field. And right now, the Bobcats are really struggling to find something that'll work, something on the defensive side that can stop or at least slow down this Georgetown offense. And so far, they haven't had any success.
Guys, one thing on defensive note is you've got Xavier Warren and number 16, Braden Westfall, out there on coverage for DBs, so they're matching speed on speed.
2 receivers left, 2 right, 5:21 remaining first quarter. Georgetown leads it 15-0, their 3rd possession. As Guyton gets the handoff in the backfield, left side, cuts back up the middle, into past the 45, up to about the 40. A nice run on first down. It's enough for a borrow for Morrow first down.
Really nice run by Zach, waiting for the blocks to open up, waiting for his offensive lineman to move guys out of the way. And I love the patience of all of these running backs. They just let those big boys up front move people.
2 right, 2 receivers right, 2 left. McDougal in the middle of the field. Guyton will empty out of the backfield. Look right. Going to throw it out in the flat. Catch made by Bratton. Makes a man miss at the 35. Another man miss. And he moves forward all the way up to about the 33-yard line. A nice catch on his first one of the ball game by Georgetown's number 81, Bratton, the sophomore. That'll bring up a short 2nd down for Georgetown.
I guess I watched ESPN too much early on, because every time I see a juke like that, I just hear Chris Berman. That sound he used to make when guys would get juked.
But tell you what, Braden Bratton, a sophomore that is coming in and earning some playing time, and that's a lot to say with the receiving core that Georgetown has this year. McDougal has it on 2nd and 3. Snap back, hands it off. Weston Stewart cuts through a hole, makes a man miss, runs over a man inside the 25, down to the 24-yard line. That's enough for a Morrow for Morrow. First down. For your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow, Morrow for Morrow, www.morrowformorrow.com. Quick handoff to Stewart. Right side, plows forward, gets all the way forward about the 21-yard line. That's a quick 3-yard gain. They'll mark it now at the 22-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
We talked about it last week as well. When you take your starting running back out like a Jet Walker, a lot of defenses are expecting, all right, there's not going to be a run on this play, but you're not losing a whole lot whenever you put either one of these backups in there at the running back spot. And such a great thing to be able to keep Jet healthy and refreshed all throughout the game.
Guyton to the right of McDougal, now moves to the left side. 1 receiver, right, 2 left. Tarosian, the tight end, to the left end of the line. Now Westfall in motion left. Handed on the end around. He's got some blockers out. Past the 20, 15, 10, headed to the corner of the end zone. Over the top! Touchdown, Georgetown! Braylon Westfall goes up and over into the end zone for the touchdown.
Hey, I got a question.
I want to see a replay.
Anybody want to see that replay?
I do.
What an incredible run. And this jump at the end, just awesome. Launches.
How about that?
Beautiful.
How about that blocking by X? The selflessness is to block out there.
And what a job by the camera work of Jalissa. Wow, zoomed in and got the flight by Westfall. 2-point try again. Quick pass out in the flat. Tarosian makes a man miss, and he'll plow into the end zone. No, they're going to stop him just short. The 2-point attempt is no good. 3:15 remaining here in the first quarter. 21-0. Georgetown leads it. A quick timeout, and Georgetown football continues in just a moment.
For all the fly fishing, hunting, and outdoor enthusiasts, River and Ranch Provisions is your one-stop shop for the gear you need. River and Ranch offers a large selection of outdoors and hunting supplies. Cody, Brad, Sam, and Tim have put together a high-end outdoors outfitter with high-quality services to make everyone feel welcome and important, regardless of your experience level. Come see what we have to offer at 807 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, or visit our website at rrpgtx.com.
Back live at Chaparral High School. Hold it. It's the Georgetown Drive Summary.
Last drive, 5 plays, 50 yards, took 1:56 off the clock. And if you thought that Braylon Westfall might be a little dinged up coming into this game, look at the leap, the extension to just totally fly over that defender, get into the end zone. Looked like he was about to go for a tomahawk dunk. Touchdown, Georgetown.
And now a change up on the kickoff here for the Eagles. Nope, it's going to be Galaviz back to kick it off again. He's done a great job so far, pinning him deep. As Galaviz tees it up. Nope, it's going to be Liam Capra. He's going to kick it high and short, and a fair catch signaled for and taken at the 27-yard line by the Bobcats. So a change up on the kickoff, and the Bobcats take over. 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line with 3:15 remaining here in the first quarter. Holden, I'm sorry, did you say that was a 5-play drive?
A 5-play drive,
So did
yes.
they just double their first 2 drives in one drive, and now that's 10 total plays of offense?
They did, yes. They've now had 10 plays, and they have 3 touchdowns.
You got to love it. And I tell you what, that's a play of the week right there. It's going to be hard to top that by Braylon Westfall. What a play by Westfall.
That was amazing. Folks, we got spammed a little bit in the chat, but I'm working on blocking them, so.
Coleman in the backfield, has 2 receivers left, 1 right for the Bobcats. 2 men in the backfield beside Coleman. Snap back, he'll hand it off. Nope, pulls it, throws it out in the flat. Catch made up past the 30. Lower the shoulder, but knocked out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. Nice catch there by number 41, Harrison Lyon.
Coming into this game, Bryson Coleman only had about 600 passing yards on the season, so the deep threat pass down the field has really not been there for Chaparral so far, and we're seeing that continue with a lot of short games so far.
Now a different change of formation. Number 5, Davion Arthur in the backfield beside Coleman. Snap back, handed off, Arthur to the near side, bottled up by Smith, cuts back, and then taken down by Gavin Smith. So Easton Smith turns him back in, and Gavin Smith takes him down, but it'll be enough for a Bobcat first down up to their own 39-yard line. 2:59 remaining as the clock runs here in the first quarter.
Some of that pre-snap motion kept the linebackers from pursuing out there, but on that edge, that pursuit out there stopped that before it really got anywhere going.
Empty backfield. Coleman scrambles, looks, has to get rid of it, and throws it away into the bench for the incompletion. Is outside the tackle box. Got it past the line of scrimmage. The hat of the back judge here on the near sideline.
Somebody must have gone out of bounds.
And the clock's still running, so they're losing time here.
And I'm not sure why the clock's running. The ball was thrown incomplete, out of bounds. And there's the referee finally seeing it like, hey. And the person's not paying attention up in the press box. The clock has run off almost 13 seconds or so, Holden.
About 20.
When I looked up, it was 2:29, so I missed it before that.
It kept going. There was never a break.
Hey,
so they're going to give him 14 seconds back.
I'm guessing Camp Brightside is showing our ball game tonight. If they are, hello to everybody at Camp Brightside. Could be someplace else.
Rumor has it the Thirsty Longhorn Sports Tavern has the game on a couple of TVs tonight. The owner, Chris, and I have become friends since it opened back in August 23rd. A great place to go enjoy sports. And in the atmosphere is a fun place there at the Thirsty Longhorn. Camp Brightside, another fun place to go watch sports, have a drink, enjoy the atmosphere at all of those locations. Coleman will run to the left, designed run. He's taken out right about the 40-yard line. A nice tackle there by number 29, Easton Smith. He is getting his name out there tonight, making a lot of big tackles. Just a 2-yard gain, and it brings up 3rd and 8 now for the Wildcats as the clock runs under 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
One of the things that I've noticed with this Bobcat quarterback is one of the bright spots. He's young, and he has really good vision on this field, and he's made a couple of good plays because of it.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Batted pass again. Tyler Leiniger. He read it and came around the right side, Kelly, and timed his jump right and batted the pass down. A big 4th down here again for the Bobcats. 4th and 8 from their own 41-yard line. And it looks like Coach McCray is going to punt it back to the Georgetown Eagles with 1:52 remaining in the first quarter.
Wally, last night at the coaches show, we visited with Tennyson Dean, and he said the Death Row defense is back.
I tell you what, and what we're seeing so far from names that we didn't see last week a lot of with Easton Smith, Tyler Leiniger back in the lineup. 2 big plays already for Tyler. And now this defense is going to get this ball back from the offense for another possession here in the first quarter in a 21-0 lead. Snap back to Schubert. The punt is away. Good one here. Erickson will field for the fair catch and make it at the 35-yard line. The worst starting position, field position for this Georgetown offense in the ballgame comes on their 4th possession, 1st and 10 from their own 35.
Well, we'll see if the Bobcat defense can come up with something to try to throw this offense off. I think they need to put some more pressure, try to get Caleb off his game. But even the couple of times he has been pressured tonight, he's been able to use his legs, extend the plays by escaping the pocket, and the receivers going through those scramble drills coming back to help him out.
The number 1 goal has to be to stop the explosive play, because that's really beat them down right now. There's all 3 of those touchdowns have been on big explosive plays for this Eagles offense. They've got to start making Georgetown go more methodical.
2 men in the backfield with McDougal. 2 receivers left. Snap back. Fake the handoff. Pass out in the flat. Catch made by Xavier Warren. And that's up past the 40-yard line. They're going to spot him at the 41 where his momentum was stopped. And that's it up for a 6-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 4 for Georgetown as the clock runs under a minute and a half remaining here in the first quarter.
The tight window throw there. You got to have a lot of confidence in not only your quarterback but your receiver to hold on through some contact, because there was not a lot of space to fit that ball into.
3 receivers right, none left. Westfall, Madre, and Warren all split right. McDougal on the far side hash mark. Snap back, fakes the handoff to Walker. Now looks to throw it in the flat, drops it. Now he's going to have to get rid of it. Does. Tarosian makes the catch, but it's for a loss of 4 yards. That was created by the drop by McDougal, frustrated with himself. Had to pick it up and get rid of it. You almost wish Tarosian would have just batted it down. But now a 3rd and 9.
Threw that lame duck out there to the sideline, and actually Regan saved Caleb because there were a couple of defenders out there when he released that ball. I was wondering if he regretted that move, but
that's the most pressure that I've seen Caleb McDougal have all so far this season.
And the crazy thing is, it was a lot of self-created pressure by dropping the ball on the drop back. He was going to hit Tarosian on the little screen pass. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Far side hash mark, 3rd and 9. Snap back, fake the handoff, looking long. Got Walker open, and he overthrows Westfall. It's tipped. The interception made and brought back into Georgetown territory by the Bobcats off the deflection.
Number 18, Aiden McCullum.
Interception was made for the Bobcats, and they create the first turnover of the ball game, and they have it in Georgetown territory, 1st and 10.
That almost looked like he couldn't decide which receiver he wanted to throw it to, and then tipped it. It was kind of an in-between ball, over the head of one, low for the other.
A tip drill interception off the hand of Westfall into the hands of McCullum, and the Bobcats have it 1st and 10 on the 39 of Georgetown. Coleman in the backfield with 3 receivers right, 1 left. Running back to the right of Coleman. Snap back, looks it, floats it out in the right flat. Catch made by Arthur, and he's hit and dropped. Gavin Smith in pursuit, makes the initial contact, and it's a loss of 1 back to the 40. 2nd and 11. The clock runs under 35 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
While we haven't been able to talk a whole lot this season with some of the struggles the defense has had about the 9-5-90 principle that all the coaches talk about, 9 hats within 5 yards of the ball 90% of the time. We got close to it there.
Should have been a false start on the center right there. He picked the ball up, moved it forward, which is illegal. On 2nd and 11. Looks like they're going to have to snap the ball one more time. Coleman taking his time, but the clock's going to hit 0 if he doesn't snap the ball, or Coach McCray take a timeout. Should be a delay of game. How do you not call that? Well, they let it go, and it'll be 2nd down and 11 when we come back for quarter number 2. After 1, Georgetown leads it 21-0 over the Bobcats. Eagle football continues in a moment.
At Mesquite Creek Outfitters, we bring community together in a casual environment to share the love of gear and apparel, great drinks, and friendship. Located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the place to enjoy our drinks and light food menu, shop our unique men's and women's apparel, and visit with friends and family. Visit the website at mesquitecreekoutfitters.com or stop by and say hello. MCO is proud to sponsor First Responders Broadcasting presentation of Georgetown Eagles football.
Put in pockets to fail, profits can't watch it. Tell Carver, pencil pusher, stay talking. Can you tell me the first person to weigh options? Do I need to be vocal or do I stay solid? Trying to keep it alive if I'ma stay honest.
Back live here at Chaparral High School in Killeen, Texas, where Georgetown and Chaparral doing battle here in District 8 play. At the end of first quarter, Georgetown leads it 21-0 over the Bobcats. The Bobcats have it 2nd and 11 from the Georgetown 40-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Arthur, the running back, in the backfield to the left of Coleman on the near side hash mark. Coleman sends a man in motion to the right side. Takes his time, a clap of the hands. Hands it off to Arthur, left side. He's hit and dropped. Tennyson Dean getting down the line, no gain. A great pursuit from the left into the line by the dog, Tennyson Dean. And he runs down Arthur in the backfield for no gain, 3rd and 11. No, they mark him back to the 40-41, a loss of 1. What a play by Tennyson Dean.
Yeah, and Tennyson really got in there. And that was another circumstance where the edges collapsed. Quarterback had no place to go. Running back had no place to go because of those edges, and that's how that defense is supposed to work.
Arthur back in the backfield to the right of Coleman. Middle of the field on 3rd and 12. 2 receivers stacked right, 2 receivers stacked left. Snap back, Coleman looking left. He's going to be pressured. He's having to roll to the right. Has a man downfield, but he's going to be pushed out of bounds by Jesse Espinoza. Good pursuit there by Espinoza to push Coleman out. He'll be marked out of bounds. See where they mark him. They're going to get back to the 40-yard line. So a gain of 1 on that scramble brings up 4th and 11. Now inside Georgetown territory at the 40. Does Coach McCray go for it? Down 21-0.
I think he does. At this point, he has nothing to lose, and you're looking for a spark to try to get your team going and get motivated, stay on this field, and let your defense get a little bit of a rest because they have not had much time. I'm sure that time of possession is heavily on the Georgetown side.
Fake the handoff. Coleman pressured. He gets it off across the middle. Catch made. 20, 15, 10, 5, run down from behind. Run down by number 16, Braylon Westfall, but the catch made by number 11, Marcus Majors. And a big first down on fourth down has the Bobcats first and goal for the Georgetown 5. 11 minutes remaining here in the first half. Coleman quickly back to the line, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Clap of the hands, ball back, handed off, nope, hit, and dropped. Cole Mitchell with the sack. Coleman didn't know what he should do, handed off, keep it. By the time he decided, Cole Mitchell said, thank you very much.
And paid the price. He almost got absolutely smoked, but was able to make just enough of a move where he did not get decapitated.
Second and goal now from the 10-yard line for the Bobcats. 10.5 minutes remaining, and now they'll take their time here in the second quarter. It's brought to you by Mesquite Creek Outfitters. Clothing, tasty drinks, food, great atmosphere on the square in Georgetown, located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Visit Mesquite Creek Outfitters. Coleman in the backfield, a clap of the hands, gets the ball, looks right, looks left, pressured, hangs one up in the end zone, but out of bounds, incomplete. And that'll bring up third and goal as he took a shot in the backfield. Holden?
And he looks like he's hurting. He was holding his elbow, I believe, after that contact. He's still in the game, but that is certainly something to monitor.
Good pressure there again by Cole Mitchell. The clock comes to a stop of the incomplete pass. 10 minutes, 6 seconds remaining here in the first half. 21-0, your Eagles lead it, and the defense would love a stand here. You've got to imagine this is 4-down territory for Coach McCray and the Bobcats. Third and goal from the 10.
You know, these defensive guys like seeing a 0 on the opposing team's scoreboard and hanging on to that. It doesn't matter what level you're at. There aren't a whole lot of shutouts with the offenses that are in place now.
The Bobcats take their first time out, and we'll take it with them. 10 minutes, 6 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Georgetown leading 21-0. Eagle football returns in a moment.
Struggling with addiction or know someone who is? There's light at the end of the tunnel, and it shines bright at the Oak Ridge Disciple House. As a 501c3 Christian ministry, they are dedicated to helping men aged 18 and older rebuild their lives free from the chains of drug and alcohol addiction. Be reminded, there's always hope, always a new beginning. Discover your fresh start with the Oak Ridge Disciple House. Proud supporters of Georgetown Eagle Football, because just like the Eagles, the fight at Oak Ridge never dies. Find out more at oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Here at Searles Stadium. We're inside the JCT Memorial Broadcast booth here on the open air deck of deck floor number 2 of the press box here at Searles Stadium. JMT's your sponsor of JCT Memorial Broadcast booth. JMT's provides customized apparel and promotional items to small business, schools, and nonprofits. JMT's has the experience and confidence to take on any order. Visit them, jmts.com. Coleman has 3 receivers right, none left. Arthur in the backfield to his right. 8 seconds on the play clock now. Clap of the hand, snap is back. Coleman rolls right. Looking to throw back left, heaves it up. Pressure by Abdenor, and the pass is incomplete. Jihad had a chance just as well as the receiver, number 41, Harrison Lyon did, but the ball falls harmlessly to the ground. It's 4th and goal.
But you could tell Jihad has not had as much practice at that over-the-shoulder throw and that angle. It was perfect for us to see. It was not a straight line. He was trying to hunt and find that football, but great coverage out there by Jihad. Give him a little hard time at the coach's show.
We know Lyon had no chance to catch that because Jihad would have lit him up. 2 receivers left, 1 right on 4th and goal from the 10. 10 minutes on the clock. Snap back. Coleman looks left. Pressured. Has to get rid of it. Throws it in the end zone. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. And the Georgetown defense goes code blue.
There is that goose egg staying on that board. That death row defense.
Dave called it, though. What a true statement, Dave. This defense, what a job of answering the call after a turnover on that tipped interception by the Bobcats and holding them on as much as 1st and goal from the 5-yard line, and then getting them pushed back to the 10, and now giving the ball back to this offense with 9:56 remaining in the second quarter.
You really feel like they're coming into their own, Wally, right now, is that death row defense. Yeah, you're right, not allowing points after a turnover. That's huge, and that's a big statement for this defense.
Google in the backfield has 2 receivers right, none left. Walker in the backfield to the right of McDougal, center of the field. Clap of the hand, snap back, hand it to Walker, left side, cuts back right up the middle. 15, runs over a defender up to the 20-yard line. They're going to mark him down right at the 19. It'll be a gain of 9 and bring up 2nd and 1.
I absolutely do not hate watching that young man run the football. It is so much fun. And as we have said, if he can't run around you, he'll run through you.
Go run back on that if you can. It looked like he landed on his back at the 20-yard line. They spot him at the 19. Kind of funny on that spot right there because he rolled on it. But 2nd and 1, turn, hand it. Walker right to the right side, makes a man miss. Gets the legs cut out from under him, but falls forward to the 22-yard line. And that's enough for a Georgetown borrow from Morrow first down.
I'd like to see a heavy dose of the run game on this drive again and start pounding this defense, start wearing them out.
Snap back to McDougal, fake the handoff, pass in the flat, open, catch made by number 2, Regan Terosian, all the way up past the 40-yard line, up to the 42 of Georgetown, and back-to-back, borrow from Morrow first downs. The clock continues to run when they set the clock. Under 9 minutes remaining here in the second quarter.
Interesting little tempo here.
Quickly back to the line. McDougal fake the handoff, looking right, looking left, looking down the middle, wide open. Westfall at the 40 of the Bobcats, 35, and he'll slide down as pressure was coming. Looked for the cutback lane, but got down to save the big hit. Coach Griffin telling him, don't worry about the cutback. Punch the speed out to the outside and take off. 1st and 10 from the 35 of the Bobcats. Another borrow from Morrow first down. 3 first downs in a row.
Gotta love it. Offense is clicking. Defense, we had that one interception from Caleb, but the defense held, made up for it. Now Caleb wants to make up for that.
McDougal taking a shot. Copeland Madre, touchdown, Georgetown. What a ball by Caleb McDougal, and he found Copeland Madre, got behind the defender, and into the end zone for the touchdown.
Nice play. Caleb, nice and patient, waiting for him to get open, then just drops it right in the basket. Easy touchdown, pitch and catch.
Galaviz will line up for the extra point. It's brought to you by the Oak Ridge Disciple House. 27-0, Georgetown leads it. McDougal to hold. Snap back, the kick is up, and the extra point is good. Georgetown leads it 28-0 with 8:21 remaining in the second quarter. Quick timeout. Eagle football continues in a moment.
At Mesquite Creek Outfitters, we bring community together in a casual environment to share the love of gear and apparel, great drinks, and friendship. Located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the place to enjoy our drinks and light food menu, shop our unique men's and women's apparel, and visit with friends and family. Visit the website at mesquiteCreekOutfitters.com or stop by and say hello. MCO is proud to sponsor First Responders Broadcasting presentation of Georgetown Eagles football.
Sorry, royalty is bringing me back. I had to take my time. Loving the music from Tucker Griffin. Holden, another Georgetown touchdown drive summary.
They have not had a drive longer than 5 plays, and that one was 90 yards. They did it in a minute 26 seconds, multiple shot plays. Love the use of tempo when they sensed that defense was on their back foot, and another touchdown for the Eagles.
The Georgetown t-shirt and embroidery kickoff. High, short kick, left over the head. It's wide open. The Eagles, do they get it or not? It's right at the 25-yard line. The Bobcats fall on it. The up man let it go, and it bounced, and no one grabbed it. And Georgetown almost got the ball. But the Bobcats fall on it, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line with 8:21 remaining.
It seemed to me like right into the last second he was going to take it, and then he decided to go for a block instead and just let the ball land. And like you mentioned, a very dangerous play for Chaparral, almost handed Georgetown another short field.
That kickoff, like every kickoff, is brought to you by Syntex Shirt and Embroidery. Whether you need 1 shirt or 100, there are no minimum order amounts on any custom pieces. Call them at 512-818-1012 or stop by North Austin Avenue in Georgetown. Syntex Shirt and Embroidery. Coleman back in there, has 2 receivers right, 2 left. Far side hash mark on 1st and 10. Snap back, Coleman looks right, going to throw it out in the flat, catch over the head. of Harrison Lyon, the senior tight end. And the incompletion brings up 2nd and 10.
Just can't get anything going for this Bobcat offense, and the defense has been playing well. There have been a couple of times where they've had some throws there, completed one long one earlier, but that's it. They can't find any consistency, and part of that is this pass rush that the defense is giving.
And inability to block it. Lots of troubles trying to block them.
2 receivers right, 2 left. Running back to the left side of Coleman, and now Lyon in motion. Closes in on the right end of the line. Snap back, hand it right up the middle. Arthur piles forward, and the pile pushes forward for a positive gain of about 5 yards. And now the whistle blows after a stack of about 19 of the 22 helmets on the field. And they get Arthur down at the 30-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 5. He'll come out after losing a shoe in the pile. 7:55 remaining as the clock runs here in the first half.
Got a little hobbled with that shoe, throwing a shoe.
Now in the backfield, he'll be joined by number 20, Quentin Johnson, the junior. 1 receiver left, 2 right. Middle of the field on 3rd and 5 from their own 30-yard line. Coleman, a clap of the hand, snap back. He's rolling to the right, looking right, being pressured from behind. Here comes Leininger. Here comes the ball. He tries to lower the shoulder and does. He'll get a hit on Johnny Decker, but he's down short of the first down mark. He'll be spotted just shy of about the 34-yard line. But a nice hard run there by Coleman. Lowers the shoulder on Decker. But now it's a big 4th and 1 for the Bobcats.
Decker. Well, it wasn't Decker that was slow getting up. Number 8, I think.
Tennyson Dean taking his time. 4th and 1 from the from the Bobcat 34-yard line. Snap back. They're going to hand it off. Nope. Coleman keeps it outside the numbers. Cut back. 40. He'll pick up the first down. Plows forward to the 45 before being taken down. And it's enough for a Bobcat first down. A nice designed quarterback keeper there off the fake handoff. And a good run by Coleman.
I don't know if it was designed that way or not, but him right on the hip of his running back kind of isolated him a little bit, or camouflaged him almost a little bit from the defense. They had a hard time telling who had the football.
1st and 10 from the 45. Snap back to Coleman. Looks left. Pressure coming. Flat throw. Broke it up. Johnny Decker timed it right. Made contact with the receiver. And it goes right through his hands. Incomplete. Marcus Major, the receiver. But a good play by Johnny Decker, the safety. And it's a 2nd and 10 for the Bobcats.
Really was a good play. And if you want to get back in this football game, you got to make that catch.
But that's the kind of defense that you can expect to see when you're getting this relentless pressure. The DBs don't have to cover for 4 seconds. They can cover for 2, and they can fly around and drive on these passes.
2nd and 10 from their own 45-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 right. On the near side hash mark. Snap back to Coleman. He's rolling to the left. Pressure up the middle. He takes a shot from Tennyson Dean. The pass is complete. Out for about an 8-yard gain. Bring up 3rd and 2. Now moves forward and makes it a 9-yard gain, 3rd and 1. But Tennyson Dean put a shot on Coleman.
Yes, he did.
It was a nice route out there on the edge, too, which actually freed up the receiver, cleared out one of the defensive backs. Nice play design, nice play call, and now it's 3rd and short for the Bobcats.
3rd and 1 from the Georgetown 46-yard line. 6:05 remaining. The clock runs here in the 2nd quarter. Snap back to Coleman. Fakes the handoff, keeps it, runs forward, breaks the tackle up to the 40. Then he's stacked up and dropped there. That's it up for a Bobcat first down. Another good run by Coleman.
Well, he's doing a good job of taking control of this offense on this drive finally and getting a little something going for the Bobcats. And as we said earlier, we've seen some good decisions by this quarterback. They really need that.
Time for a spy.
1st and 10 from the 39-yard line of Georgetown. 5:40 remaining. The clock runs. 3 receivers right. Coleman hands it off right side. Arthur heads outside the numbers. Cuts back up to the 30. The forward being taken down inside the 30. They'll mark him at the 28-yard line. And that's it up for another Bobcat first down.
And that time, multiple Eagle defenders were stuck trying to get the quarterback, expecting another pull. That time, they get the handoff. They get a first down.
A nice run by the running back, Davion Arthur, the senior. He'll stay in there to the right side of Coleman. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Near side hash mark on 1st and 10 from the Georgetown 28. Snap back to Coleman. Runs. Fakes the pitch. Cuts it up. Runs, and he's hit and dropped. Ball's out. Georgetown has it. Who came up with it? Cole Mitchell.
So the turnover battle is now even.
What a job by this defense. Bend, don't break. They stop them on 1st and goal from the 5. Now they get them and get the turnover at their own 21-yard line and give it back to the offense with 5:05 remaining here in the second quarter. What a play by this Georgetown defense.
Very nice. And the times that the Bobcats have been able to try to get a drive going, get into Georgetown's into the field, almost into the red zone, this is the second time where the defense has shut them down and kept points off the board.
Adre, the lone receiver left, 2 receivers right. Looks like Stewart in the backfield beside McDougal, near side hash mark. Snap back, hand it to Stewart, left side, finds a hole, but then gets wrangled down after a no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 21-yard line. Had a sliver there to hit that gap and then got grabbed around the neck and brought down for no gain. A big 2nd and 10 here with 4:45 remaining as the clock runs.
We'll see if that drive and a little bit of success on the offense finally gives some energy to this defense, but I am anticipating heavy dose of the run game followed up by maybe a shot or 2 deep down the field.
And now an empty backfield for McDougal, near side hash mark on 2nd and 10. Snap back, looks left, rolls right. Looks like he's going to take a shot. Now McDougal's going to run, but throws late into the bleachers.
Boy, if he had looked back to his left, X was standing out about the 35-yard line all by himself, and how the Bobcats let that number 7 get that wide open, I have no idea.
A big 3rd and 10 now for this Bobcat defense as Georgetown on their own 21-yard line. The clock stops, 4 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in the first half. 28-0, Georgetown leads it. Weston Stewart will go out wide right. 4 receivers to the right. Madre, the lone receiver left. Empty backfield for McDougal on the near side hash mark. Snap back, McDougal drops back, looking left. Comebacker by Madre, but the pass wide and out of bounds, incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th and 10. It looks like the Georgetown Eagles will be the first time they have a possession that they'll have to kick it away.
Well, and once again, I was absolutely wrong. I thought we'd be trying a bunch of the run game, but we had 1 run play on that drive and then passes that now we wind up in 4th down.
So with 4:18 remaining, Georgetown will drop back Braylon Westfall to punt it away. Standing back, the lone return man for the Bobcats at about their own 45-yard line. Westfall gets the snap at the 5. The punt, a good punt. It'll be fielded all the way back at the 40, dropped, picked up the 38, and then tried to make men miss, retreats to the 35. Now down the near sideline into Georgetown territory before he's popped by Dolinger. But a big return after a bobble by number 31 for the Bobcats, Moses Woods.
Well, he made a motion almost like a fair catch. He put that hand up and then used it to try to catch the football. Could have called it down, but didn't. Kind of iffy, but.
So now that, Killeen has had a couple of, has been on offense for quite some time, and our defense has been out there for quite some time. So let's see how they respond.
4 minutes, 1 second remaining in the second quarter. The Bobcats take over. 1st and 10 at the Georgetown 47-yard line. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Arthur in the backfield to the right of Coleman here on the near side hash mark. Snap back, Coleman hands it to Arthur, gets outside, cuts it back, 45-40, and then he'll be dragged down from behind by Gavin Smith up to the Georgetown 29-yard line. The Bobcat 1st down.
Nice play there.
Probably a touchdown-saving tackle by Gavin Smith.
Very much so. That young man is really quick once he gets to that edge and gets out in open space, and good sure tackle kept that from being a touchdown.
Quickly back to the line. Coleman, quick pass out in the flat. And number 14, that's Landon Hammett for us. Number 14 for the Bobcats, Jalen Moultrie, cut the route off. Coleman threw it about 5 yards further down the field. It's incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10.
Not really what this Bobcat offense wants right here at this portion of the field. I do like that short pass game that they have used with a lot of success. I would anticipate we're going to see even more of that as we go.
2nd and 10 from the Georgetown 29. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Arthur to the right of Coleman on the far side hash mark. Clap of the hands, the ball will come back to Coleman. He drops back, looking right, throws it out in the flat to Arthur, and it's off his hands, incomplete. He had some room to run, but Gavin Smith on his heels And the incompletion brings up 3rd and 10 with 3:35 remaining in the quarter.
And once again, the pressure forces a throw to come out a half second earlier than the quarterback would have liked, and the running back doesn't get his head around in time to get an accurate attempt at making that catch.
Had it not come out that half second earlier, there was about to be a feast on the quarterback's spine.
By number 99,
Oh,
AJ.
big 99.
Not big
coming
J.C.
at him.
Stevenson.
Freshman lineman number 75, Taliba, comes out. So a change at offensive line for the Bobcats. One receiver left, 3 right. Snap back to Coleman. Looking pressured, spins out of a tackle, and now on the run, loose, and he'll be tackled, but enough for a first down inside the 20 in the red zone, down to the 17-yard line. This defensive line is getting a lot of pressure, but Coleman is getting out of the grips of some of these tackles, and he's making big gains on the break freeze.
And Hennessy Dean definitely got held on that left side, but like you mentioned, a big shout out to Coleman for making these plays, and this Georgetown defense, again, has struggled with these scrambling quarterbacks.
Quickly back to the line, hand it to Arthur, right side. He's got a beat, and he got a block, and it's a touchdown for Chaparral. Davion Arthur, the senior running back, takes it to the house for a 17-yard touchdown run, and the Bobcats are on the board. Schubert will come out to attempt the extra point with 3:06 remaining here in the first half.
That was a really nice drive by the Bobcat offense, and finally got something going. Didn't try to get too greedy down the field. Did a good job of taking what the Georgetown defense would give them and put some points on the board.
Snap is back, the hold is down, and the extra point is good. There's going to be a roughing the kicker on A.J. Stevenson. There was a bobbled snap, and A.J. got through the line, but he missed the ball on the attempt and runs into Schubert. So they'll enforce that roughing the kicker on the kickoff. So now the Bobcats will have an opportunity for a possible onside kick because they'll be kicking from the Georgetown 45-yard line. Looking for the penalty call.
Running into the kicker. Georgetown. Penalty decline. Try and kill.
They're not going to hold it. It was only running into the kicker. So it's a 5-yard penalty, but they decline it.
I still thought that should go on the kickoff, but who knows?
We'll take it. Quick timeout. Eagle football continues in a moment.
Syntex Shirt and Embroidery offers a variety of unique custom clothing and gifts, as well as personalized embroidery for schools, fundraisers, businesses, and more. Whether you need 1 shirt or 100, there are no minimum order amounts on any custom pieces. Stop by our shop at 1911 North Austin Avenue, Suite 103, and check out our in-stock spirit apparel. Visit our website at www.syntexshirt.com. Syntex Shirt and Embroidery is the official outfitter of First Responder Broadcasting.
Holden, Chaparral Bobcat scoring drive, please.
Last drive, 5 plays, 47 yards, took 33 seconds off the clock with how quickly they moved down the field. And the first touchdown for the Bobcats are on the board, 28-7. Georgetown, though, with a chance to score before halftime.
Kickoff high down the near sideline, fielded at the 25, up to the 30, and brought down inside the 35-yard line. That kick return was done by Jet Walker.
And there was much celebration in the fandom over here on this side for stopping that Jet Walker for a short game.
Schubert on the kickoff and the punt duties, the extra point duties. It's 28-7.
Injury timeout. Whoever, I don't know if it was who tackled Jet, but somebody's feeling it down there on the sideline.
Oh, an injury timeout here on the field. We'll take it with them. Eagle football. We'll continue in a moment.
At Mesquite Creek Outfitters, we bring community together in a casual environment to share the love of gear and apparel, great drinks, and friendship. Located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the place to enjoy our drinks and light food menu, shop our unique men's and women's apparel, and visit with friends and family. Visit the website at mesquitecreekoutfitters.com or stop by and say hello. MCO is proud to sponsor First Responders Broadcasting presentation of Georgetown Eagles football.
Back out of the injury timeout. The Bobcats are able to help off number 12, Elijah Lawson, the junior defensive back. First and 10 for the Eagles, 3:01 remaining. Turn, handed to Jet Walker, right side. Gets outside with a big stiff arm, outside the 40, 45, makes a man miss. Up past midfield and lowers the shoulder, runs over 2 defenders. Well into Bobcat territory, inside the 40, down to the 36-yard line. Borrow for Morrow, first down.
He is not a bad running back. Good to have on our side. And again, we talked about his strength before, but there we saw some of the speed and the shiftiness available as well.
Quickly back, Walker right up the middle, runs over another defender or 2, and that'll be enough for an 8-yard gain. Bring up second and 2, and the Eagles going quickly here. 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half.
You know, you go back to the guy that got you a first down every time he touched the ball last year.
Jet Walker, now he'll come off the field. Weston Stewart comes back in. Madre and Xavier Warren come wide left. Braylon Westfall, the lone receiver right. Far side hash mark on second and 2 from the Bobcat 28-yard line. Caleb looks like he's changing a play there now. He'll clap the hands and there's movement. Nope. Didn't see a flag, maybe a timeout. Oh, 2-minute warning. So we'll take the 2-minute timeout with them. Georgetown football will continue. 28-7, Georgetown leads it. 2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Insurance, financial, and HR services are more valuable when they consider your specific needs. That's why Higginbotham Insurance Brokers works hard to understand your priorities so we can get you covered on day one and provide year-round value. From risk management and claims advocacy to benefit plan design and administration, the specialists of Higginbotham are here to turn your uncertainties into possibilities. Contact Jay Hubenak at 737-245-1303 or visit the website at higginbotham.com.
Out of the 2-minute timeout. Georgetown will come out with a second and 2 from the 28-yard line of the Bobcats, leading at 28-7 over Chaparral. At the half, we'll bring you the Georgettes and the band, and then halftime stats with Holden. Brought to you by Graham & Sons Cattle, Land and Cattle. The halftime show brought to you by Blair Hogan, Fairway Mortgage.
Let me know how that goes. I'm hungry. I got to eat something.
You better hurry up and get back. It is the second quarter is what Holden's saying, I guess, on the snap back to McDougal. Fakes the handoff, looking long, going to hang it up, and he overthrows Madre. Had to get rid of it. He was being pressured right up the middle. But doesn't get enough air on it, and it's incomplete. Now brings up 3rd and 2 with 1:54 remaining.
The acting job on the far side by 72, literally doing jumping jacks, trying to just do anything he can to distract that defense, to stop them from making themselves aware of that deep shot down the field. Credit to defense. They locked in. They were able to defend that pass, but I have not seen that before.
Jumping jacks by the defense, or by the Georgetown players.
Replay?
Here we go. 3rd and 2 from the 28 of the Bobcats. Walker in the or Stewart in the backfield. Direct snap. It is Walker right up the middle. He'll get forward through past the 25 down to the 24-yard line, and that's enough for a Borrow for Morrow first down on the direct snap to Jet Walker.
On that last play, I didn't know what Holden was talking about because I wasn't watching it, but he's standing out there on the edge. That's hilarious.
1st and 10 for your Eagles. 1:35 remaining. The Eagles take their time here. They still have all 3 timeouts remaining. Chaparral with 2. Walker in the backfield. 1 receiver left. 2 right now. It's Terosian goes to the end of the right side. Snap back, fake the handoff. Gonna hang it up in the corner to Xavier Warren, and he's gonna be held. How do you not? Oh, he's busy watching the pass and not watching the defensive back holding Xavier
left
Warren.
Arm. There's a flag in the middle of the field. That'll probably go on us for holding.
I think Xavier Warren getting his arm pulled by the defensive back. Good job by the defensive back. He did it away from the referee there on the far sideline. But we'll see what this flag is here. Instead of 1st and 10 or 2nd and 10, it looks like it's going to back Georgetown up 10 yards.
Ineligible receiver downfield during the pass. Offense. Number 77 and 55. 5-yard penalty.
Kind of surprised how that is. He threw it immediately, but 3-yard buffer there. So 1st and 15 for Georgetown, 1:17 remaining. He called it on 2 players. Thank goodness it wasn't a 10-yard penalty. Combine them both.
Yeah. Just do that addition. Math's hard.
So now 3 receivers left, 2 right. Empty backfield for McDougal. Far side hash mark on 1st and 15 from the 29. Snap back to McDougal, looks left. Pass to Warren and hit and drop right at the 20-yard line. That'll be a nice gain of 9 and bring up 2nd and 6 now for the Eagles. The clock will tick under 1 minute remaining.
Jet Walker lined up wide right, and poor 23 on Killeen Chaparral was probably like, come on, man, I got to defend you.
Please, no. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Walker to the left of McDougal. 50 seconds remaining. Snap back, hand it to Walker, right side. Looks to get outside, has the blocks, outside the numbers, pushed out of bounds. But inside the Graham & Sons Landon Cattle red zone. Down to the 10-yard line for the Borrow for Morrow first down. It'll be 1st and goal for Georgetown with 40.7 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter.
I didn't see the number, but somebody got smoked out there. 81. He got smoked trying to block.
Normally, Jet Walker does not like to run out of bounds, but that time that was wise with 40 seconds remaining, Wally.
A great play there by Jet. Leaves the timeouts on the board. So Georgetown has everything in their pocket here with 40 seconds left on 1st and goal from the 10. Anything is open to you with 3 timeouts remaining here. 2 receivers left, and now Coach McCray is going to take his 2nd timeout of the half.
Timeout. It's because probably we lined up in the Wildcat, is what I'm guessing.
40.7 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Georgetown leads at 28-7. Quick timeout. Eagle football continues in a moment.
First Downs are sponsored by Borrow from Morrow. Longtime supporter of our broadcast, Matt Morrow and his team are dedicated to providing the best mortgage experience possible. They do that by offering easy-to-use mortgage tools, including a handy mobile app, competitive rates, and assistance from experienced loan officers. Matt's loan officers understand local markets, have access to a wide variety of loan programs, and are ready to guide you through the process. Your family, your future, our focus. For your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow, Borrow from Morrow. For more information, visit borrowfrommorrow.com. NMLS number 464148.
Inside the JCT Memorial Broadcast booth, brought to you by JMTs.
Please. Thank you.
Horns going off, clock's not right. 40.7 seconds remaining.
Basketball substitutions going on.
Receiver left, handed to Walker, right side. Cuts in, cuts out, and into the touchdown, Georgetown. Jet Walker from 10 yards out puts it into the end zone, and the clock continues to run. They're so impressed they forgot to turn the clock off. I mean, it was an impressive run by Jet Walker.
Yeah,
he cut inside and took it back to the outside, almost untouched for the Georgetown touchdown. And that'll bring about the Oak Ridge Disciple House extra point attempt off the foot of the kicker, Galaviz. Caleb McDougal to hold. Eagles ready now. Snap is back. Good job of getting the hold down by McDougal. The kick is up. And the extra point is good. 35 seconds remaining here in the first half, and Georgetown takes the 35-7 lead over the Chaparral Bobcats. Quick timeout. Georgetown football continues in a moment.
At Mesquite Creek Outfitters, we bring community together in a casual environment to share the love of gear and apparel, great drinks, and friendship. Located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the place to enjoy our drinks and light food menu, shop our unique men's and women's apparel, and visit with friends and family. Visit the website at mesquitecreekoutfitters.com or stop by and say hello. MCO is proud to sponsor First Responders Broadcasting presentation of Georgetown Eagles football.
Georgetown touchdown scoring drive summary.
The longest plays, the most amount of plays in a drive so far, 7 plays, 67 yards, took 2 minutes, 30 seconds off the clock, and a beautiful touchdown run by Jet Walker, the vision to bounce inside, then cut outside and hit the corner of the end zone. Your Eagles up 35-7.
Now the three-headed kickoff monster, back in formation. Liam Capra will kick it, high and short, far side. Fair catch signal for it, he dropped it, ball's loose, Georgetown, nope, missed it. Oh, it's still loose in the back. The ball's still rolling around. And now I think Georgetown did jump on it at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and the referees blew the whistle.
Way forward, but the ball kept squirting out.
Yeah.
Georgetown's going to have the ball with 31 seconds remaining.
But when that whistle sounds, it's over. So it's going to be interesting to see how they rule this, because who knows who had possession.
And
I'm guessing they are probably going to give possession back to Chaparral.
Coach McCray sending his defense out there.
On the field, kick was at Georgetown.
Well, you pointed the wrong way then, but we'll take it. 1st and 10.
That's twice he's made that mistake. He asked Coach Griffin earlier if he wanted to accept a penalty against his own team.
First down.
I just got word, though, from the field, the umpires, to select that everybody put a thumb in, and it was any, mini, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. Georgetown won. 1st down, 10, Georgetown. I love it. How does the early whistle, but without replay in high school football, short of the state title run and the playoffs, that's a tough call right there by this officiating crew. How big is this for Georgetown? You punch it in with 31 seconds remaining, and now that's a 14-point swing in less than 20 seconds.
Well, and it really is, and actually, wasn't that ball recovered closer to about the 45?
But I think they're going back to where the whistle initially sounded. But, yeah, such confusion. And Coach McCray wanting an explanation here. Hey, if the whistle blew here, you're determining possession win. And who had it at that point when you blew the whistle? So an interesting call here. I think Coach Griffin standing outside the 39-yard line waiting for the return explanation on his side of the.
It's a fair concern because, to Kelly's point, if an inadvertent whistle like that does end the play. So that's probably why they're spotting it where they did. But even then, I don't know if possession was necessarily clear. So obviously a lot to work out in this play. This is not something you usually see with a muff kick and then the whistle without the ball actually being recovered by either side.
They may have actually done rock, paper, scissors, and then
best 2 out of 3.
And then Joey's fire.
Have y'all paid attention here to the quarterback Coleman?
No.
Limping around here on the near side for the Bobcats, kind of rotating the right throwing arm like he has paid a price here in this first half by this Georgetown defense. He was coming from about the 40 back to where he is now, about the Georgetown 48, and kicking the right ankle around, worried about just seeing like things are hurting tonight for Coleman.
He definitely got up limpy after one of those big gang tackles down there at the other end of the field.
Limpy?
Gimpy.
Limping and gimpy is gimpy. That's how that works.
Limpy.
And it's Georgetown in a weird formation here. 1st and 10. Xavier Warren back behind McDougal. Now Guyton empties out. Turn, backwards pass. Looks like Warren might have thrown it. Now he gets outside, gets a block outside the 30, and he fumbles, but the ball goes out of bounds before it's recovered by the Bobcats. That's going to be up to the 25-yard line. That's it up for a borrow for Morrow 1st down. But they're going to start the clock. You would think Coach Griffin's going to use a timeout here.
It's been a lot of fouls.
The clock's running. There he is. He signals the timeout here. He thought it was out of bounds. The ball was fumbled and went out of bounds, and there's the clock operator.
Still haven't stopped. Clock operator's like, nah, this half's over.
Please reset the game clock to 16 seconds.
Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes, 47 seconds.
Quick timeout. Georgetown takes their first. We'll take it with them.
The field was the ball was fumbled forward out of bounds by rule. The game clock started on the ready for play. Timeout, Georgetown.
Good explanation, and we'll take the timeout with them. Eagle football returns in a minute.
Struggling with addiction or know someone who is? There's light at the end of the tunnel, and it shines bright at the Oak Ridge Disciple House. As a 501c3 Christian ministry, they are dedicated to helping men aged 18 and older rebuild their lives free from the chains of drug and alcohol addiction. Be reminded, there's always hope, always a new beginning. Discover your fresh start with the Oak Ridge Disciple House. Proud supporters of Georgetown Eagle Football, because just like the Eagles, the fight at Oak Ridge never dies. Find out more at oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Out of the timeout, 16 seconds remaining here in the first half. Georgetown 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Walker to the right of McDougal, near side hash mark. Now Westfall closes in, snap back. McDougal looking long across the middle, wide open, catch made, touchdown, Georgetown. Number 81, Braden Bratton.
And you know why Caleb McDougal is so excited about that is because he took a big shot there as he let that pass go, and perfect timing.
Georgetown lucky to not get an unsportsmanlike penalty there with Bratton and Westfall doing the dance in the end zone.
Yep.
But a big touchdown there for the Eagles. They strike from the 25-yard line. And now Galavis back on the field to attempt the extra point, brought to you by the Oak Ridge Disciple House. Snaps back, the kick is up, and the extra point is good. 10.8 seconds remaining here in the first half, and Georgetown has opened it up to a 42-7 lead over the Chaparral Bobcats. Quick timeout. Georgetown football continues in just a moment.
At Mesquite Creek Outfitters, we bring community together in a casual environment to share the love of gear and apparel, great drinks, and friendship. Located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the place to enjoy our drinks and light food menu, shop our unique men's and women's apparel, and visit with friends and family. Visit the website at mesquitecreekoutfitters.com or stop by and say hello. MCO is proud to sponsor First Responders Broadcasting presentation of Georgetown Eagles football.
Out of the timeout, hold and bring us another Georgetown touchdown scoring drive summary.
2 plays, 35 yards, 24 seconds, and a big touchdown for the Eagles.
Kickoff by Galavis, far side, fielded at the 10, dropped again, picked up at the 16, hit, scrambles, and then dropped for a loss. But they're going to give him forward progress up to about the 16 or 17-yard line with 5.5 seconds remaining. And that's a big story tonight for the Bobcats. Bobbled kickoff returns, dropped kick returns, punt return, where they have some room and some athletes to run with them. They can't get the sure-handed reception in there and get some positive yards, and they're having to scramble for their lives.
Seems to be almost. Oh, here we go with the singing.
Crowd might cut off for the last 5.5 seconds left.
I don't understand why they're having so much problem fielding those punts, but
Coleman drops back, 2 receivers right, 2 left. Arthur in the backfield. Coleman on the far side hash mark. Turns, hands it Arthur, and he's dropped immediately. Ball's out. Georgetown's got it. The clock was about a second and a half, so Georgetown may have enough time for at least a field goal from here.
The Bobcats just cannot hold on to the football right now.
Even with 0.2 seconds, Georgetown's going to have an opportunity for a field goal off the foot of Galavis. There was over a second left when our player jumped on it, but they're going to run the clock to the end. And we are at the halftime, 42-7. Georgetown leads it over the Chaparral Bobcats here at Chaparral High School. The halftime show brought to you by Blair Hogue of Fairway Mortgage will continue in just a minute. Stay with us.
JMT's provides customized apparel and promotional items to small businesses, schools, and nonprofit organizations. Our services include screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Our game-changing direct-to-film printing allows JMT's to print full-color graphics on your garments. JMT's has the experience and confidence to take on any order. Visit the website at jmts.com or call us at 512-388-5555.
First Downs are sponsored by Morrow from Morrow. Longtime supporter of our broadcast, Matt Morrow and his team are dedicated to providing the best mortgage experience possible. They do that by offering easy-to-use mortgage tools, including a handy mobile app, competitive rates, and assistance from experienced loan officers. Matt's loan officers understand local markets, have access to a wide variety of loan programs, and are ready to guide you through the process. Your family, your future, our focus. For your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow, Borrow from Morrow. For more information, visit borrowfrommorrow.com. NMLS number 464148.
Back live here at Searles Stadium on the campus of Killeen Chaparral High School in Killeen, Texas. It's the Georgettes and the Georgetown Marching Band, and we'll bring them to you live here on the SHN Sports Network. Enjoy the halftime show. We'll be back with halftime stats with Holden, brought to you by Graham & Sons Land and Cattle after the Georgettes and the Georgetown Marching Band.
Greatest of pleasure to introduce you to the award-winning Sweethearts of Georgetown, the Georgettes. The Georgette Socials are Raylan Grass, Caitlin Hamilton, Zoe Parker, and Head Social Cami Vogler. Social Butterfly is Emily Ross. Officer's Choice is Ashley Morris, and the Georgette of the Week is Mackenzie Slows. The Georgette officers are Lieutenant Katie Alvin, Lieutenant Ashley Albler, Lieutenant J.J. Rosarelli, First Lieutenant Brentley McLean, and in the center, your 2025-2026 Georgette Captain, Ella Lishka. And now, watch the Georgettes as they perform a screamer routine to the smash hit, Lips Are Moving. You may begin your performance for the UIL Region 26 Marching Band Contest. Directors of the Georgetown High School Eagle Marching Band are Justin Smith and Carter Calkins. Director of Percussion is Jed Leach. Director of Color Guard is Luis Flores. The Eagle Band and Georgettes would like to thank our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Devin Patteville, and the Principal of Georgetown High School, Mr. Brian Johnson. We'd also like to thank our fabulous Fine Arts Department staff. The Director of Fine Arts for GISD is Mrs. Carol Watson. Administrative Assistant, Amy Holmes. And Fine Arts Secretary is Gretchen Parker.
Back live here at Searles Stadium on the campus of Killeen Chaparral. I'm Wally Harmon, now alongside Holden Tuma. I get it wrong every time. I looked up at your screen and forgot what I was saying. Holden's halftime stats. It's presented by Graham and Sons Land and Cattle. Holden, a great, I think you have to say it, a great first half for this Georgetown offense.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, similar to what happened last week in the first half, you really couldn't have scripted a better start for your Eagles. Up 42-7, obviously, and the numbers reflect that. McDougal right now is 11 of 15 for 184, 3 passing touchdowns, running the ball 15 times, 148, so essentially averaging a first down every handoff, 3 touchdowns on the ground. But the big key right now, the 1 interception by McDougal, but the Bobcats have lost 3 fumbles in this first half. And that has really been a backbreaker because Georgetown's been able to capitalize on short fields every time that they've been given them, and they're scoring touchdowns, which has really extended this lead.
This offense, and McDougal, you talk about it, it seemed like that pass that was indecisive between it was going to be Westfall or Warren over the top. It got tipped off the hand of Westfall, the tip drill interception, and a nice play by the Bobcats. But this Georgetown defense closing things down, not allowing things to happen by this Bobcat offense outside of one possession, and that was a short field possession off of the punt that they returned into Georgetown territory. But this defense, for the second week in a row, seems to be finding their spot, finding their niche, finding where they need to be, how they need to be there, and it's just clicking. A lot of pressure by this D-line has to be affecting that quarterback, Coleman.
And that's exactly the key. The pressure that has just been relentless in that entire first half. It's completely discombobulated the pass game. Killeen Chaparral has not been able to throw the ball down the field whatsoever. They have one shot play on that 4th down conversion that they ended up getting to the 5 and ultimately didn't score. That's the really only explosive pass in this game so far. The pressure has been consistent, and that's essentially forced Chaparral to start going run game. And they've had some decent success with that, in particular with the QB run on some pulls, on some read options. But even then, they're not being overly successful. They're averaging 5.2 a carry with 94 yards in that first half, and obviously their only touchdown. But this defense has been flying around, and I credit a lot of it to the motion pre-snap. If you look at that first half, the defensive line is shifting the entire time before the ball is snapped, and it does not let the quarterback tell the offensive line, hey, the pass protection is going to be 2 guys for 2 here, 3 guys on the right side, because the defense is shifting every time. And in particular, they're using Tennyson Dean as a Micah Parsons type weapon, where they're rotating him all across the line of scrimmage until the ball is snapped, essentially, forcing that offensive line to pick things up on the fly.
And one thing you like to see is the different players flying around. Easton Smith tonight, some big plays. And then you see Malachi Miller, that athleticism that he's shown over the weeks. Quentin Rock in and out there. But then you see Braylon Westfall, Xavier Warren, speed for speed on that defensive side when they feel like they're going to take some shots. And this overall, this defense, A.J. Stevenson on the line, Jesse Espinoza, Tyler Leiniger coming back from injury. 2 big plays early by Tyler Leiniger. And so you like to see that. It's being spread out. That's one thing that I think we've noticed and has really been cemented here in the first 5 weeks now of the season is you're not outside of 1 or 2 players here and there. It's about a bunch of players. And this team has become something to reckon with, a force to be reckoned with. Not, hey, we've got a decent defense and we got 4 studs that make it happen. This team has some studs, and this defense makes that happen, and those studs look even better.
And I'll add one more name to that. Reagan Bollinger had the hit stick fumble on the QB run to recover that football right there. He's another guy who stepped up in a big way. But we talked about this earlier in the season about how many pieces were graduated from this defense, how many new faces were getting their first-time quality reps in true, like, non-garbage time snaps where they're having to play a full football game, 4 quarters of high-energy football. And things were good in Victoria East. A little rocky gets Belton. The ups and downs you expect from an inexperienced defense. But I think after that bye week, they've really started to come into their own, like you said. And so far in district, they are hounding the teams they're playing against, running around a lot of intensity, creating turnovers, creating negative plays, interrupting the quarterback's flow. And right now, they have been dominant here in this first half.
If we go to the offensive side again, let's go to some individual stats in the backfield. I know Jet Walker's been running the ball well, a couple of big carries, touchdowns for him. What do the individual stats look like in the Georgetown offense?
So Jet Walker dominated the first half right there. He had 9 carries for 95 and 2 scores, so he's just knocking on the door of that another century-yard game. Weston Stewart has 3 carries for 11 yards. Braylon Westfall obviously had the 22-yard end around where he jumped 6 feet into the air to get in the end zone. Zach Kite only has 1 carry, but he even popped that for 10 yards. So all these running backs are having success. Big credit to this offensive line for creating those gaps, and credit to the running backs for making their own when sometimes it's a little bit muddy.
The Bobcat Band, it looks like it's middle school night as it was last week for Georgetown at home against the Leander Lions. It was fun to watch during the stats about the dance team for the Bobcat dancers with their moms out on the field, and now middle school band night. You love to see the interaction of these high schools with the younger grades, the middle school students, preparing them for life up here, opportunities to be a part of these band members, the high school band members. You see different weeks, they recognize different schools or the different activities on the campuses, but this week the highlight is pink for the the Bobcats here on the home side. Georgetown doing that last week in the gold for the Madeline Scholes Foundation. And one thing, I don't know if you heard it last night, Holden, on the coaches show with Jeremy McDougall, the Booster Club president, the next 3 home tailgates, the next 3 weeks, we will be back at Birkelback Field. 2 weeks we'll be home team. 1 week we will be the visitor. And God bless the Bobcat concession stand for having a cold Coke Zero. But all the money donated at the tailgates will go to the Madeline Scholes Foundation. And so you just love to see the participation of the communities in these schools and lifting up these middle school players. It's all what comes about tonight, Thursday night, but Friday night football and what we enjoy being a part of. And what a night tonight. Georgetown doing a great job. This defense was being pushed for a while, making a stand on a 1st and goal, turning it over on downs. 3 turnovers created by this Georgetown team tonight. How big is it in your mindset now to get into this flow with Jet Walker back in the offense, Cole Mitchell anchoring back in that linebacking core with Gavin Smith, Tennessee Dean doing Tennessee Dean things, but these 2 sides of the ball becoming more stable and secure in what they're trying to do each and every game.
And it couldn't have come at a better time either as they enter the district slate and attempting to make the playoffs at the end of the season with their positional standings in district. But like you mentioned, both sides of the ball right now really feel like they've figured out what they want to be. They found their identity. Particularly, I think what really changed was that second half against Coppers Cove. There seemed to be a shift in mindset coming out of that halftime. Defense prevented Coppers Cove from scoring another touchdown, which allowed their offense to claw back and eventually win that football game. And ever since then, this team has felt off to the races on both sides of the football. Still a lot of a game to be played here, still a lot of games to be played left in the season, but right now Georgetown seems to be in ascension mode, and they've really figured out what they want to be on offense, running the ball smash mouth, and then hit the pop plays, the explosives with all their weapons, and then defensively fly around, high impact, high energy, and make negative plays.
How soon do you think you see a backup quarterback tonight at Royal Mitchell to get some time, maybe some extended time for this Georgetown team with a lead like this at the half of 42-7?
If the lead holds, I would probably sub at the start of the 4th. I'd let starters play 3. Because you don't want – that's always the question. You don't want to run a risk of an injury, especially in a game that has essentially been decided. If Georgetown enters the 4th quarter with a 35-point lead, then that's probably something where they can go ahead and switch that quarterback and let Mitchell get some snaps in an actual quarter for a full length of the quarter. But if if Killeen Chaparral is able to find their way back into this ball game, I expect the starters to play the rest of the game.
You've heard it here with halftime stats with Holden, brought to you by Graham & Sons Land and Cattle. We'll take a quick timeout. We come back. We'll get ready for 3rd quarter action live from Joseph Searles III Stadium on the campus of Killeen Chaparral High School. Georgetown leads it at the half, 42-7 over the Bobcats. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Holden's first half stats, the third quarter, and post-game wrap-up are brought to you by Graham & Sons Land and Cattle. Graham & Sons is a cow-calf operation here in Central Texas, growing calves, cotton, corn, and wheat for commercial customers. Austin Graham and his team of crazy cowboys and cowgirls produce some of the best-tasting meat the First Responder Broadcasting team has ever eaten. Thank you, Graham & Sons, for your support of our broadcast of Georgetown Eagle Football. Insurance, financial, and HR services are more valuable when they consider your specific needs. That's why Higginbotham Insurance Brokers works hard to understand your priorities so we can get you covered on day one and provide year-round value. From risk management and claims advocacy to benefit plan design and administration, the specialists of Higginbotham are here to turn your uncertainties into possibilities. Contact Jake Hubenak at 737-245-1303 or visit the website at higginbotham.com.
Blair Hogue with the Hogue team of Fairway Independent Mortgages, your local lender. With over 22 years of experience, Blair and his team are here to guide you through every step of your home journey. Whether you're buying, refinancing, or pulling equity out for debt consolidation or home improvements. When you think mortgage, think Blair Hogue with the Hogue team. We are conveniently located on the square in Georgetown. Visit us today or call 512-717-9912 and let's get started on your path to home ownership.
Struggling with addiction or know someone who is? There's light at the end of the tunnel, and it shines bright at the Oak Ridge Disciple House. As a 501c3 Christian ministry, they are dedicated to helping men aged 18 and older rebuild their lives free from the chains of drug and alcohol addiction. Be reminded, there's always hope, always a new beginning. Discover your fresh start with the Oak Ridge Disciple House. Proud supporters of Georgetown Eagle Football, because just like the Eagles, the fight at Oak Ridge never dies. Find out more at oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Syntex Shirt and Embroidery offers a variety of unique custom clothing and gifts, as well as personalized embroidery for schools, fundraisers, businesses, and more. Whether you need one shirt or 100, there are no minimum order amounts on any custom pieces. Stop by our shop at 1911 North Austin Avenue, Suite 103, and check out our in-stock spirit apparel. Visit our website at www.syntexshirt.com. Syntex Shirt and Embroidery is the official outfitter of First Responder Broadcasting. With the Hogue team of Fairway Independent Mortgages, your local lender. With over 22 years of experience, Blair and his team are here to guide you through every step of your home journey. Whether you're buying, refinancing, or pulling equity out for debt consolidation or home improvements. When you think mortgage, think Blair Hogue with the Hogue team. We are conveniently located on the square in Georgetown. Visit us today or call 512-717-9912 and let's get started on your path to home ownership.
Live here at Searles Stadium at the campus of Killeen Chaparral High School. We get ready for quarter number 3. Your Georgetown Eagles will kick off to the Bobcats to start the third quarter. You got to make sure. If you're at a Camp Rightside tonight, they have the game on. But a new participant, Chris and his staff at the Thirsty Longhorn Sports Tavern in Georgetown, 305 East Morrow Street, has the game on tonight. And I think it may become a tradition. I hope so, because if I'm not at the broadcast, I'm usually there at the Thirsty Longhorn working, bar backing, whatever I got to do to get some, have a fun time. How about that? It's a great place to go watch sports. I tell you what, the other night the game went long past closing, and Chris did not close it down. He kept it open. We were able to enjoy the game. We didn't have to watch from outside through the windows to see the end. So shout out to Chris and the staff at the Thirsty Longhorn Sports Tavern in Georgetown for including Georgetown High School football in our broadcast on the TV.
Since I just got back on the microphone, what'd y'all say?
Georgetown's winning.
Okay.
Georgetown getting ready to kick it away. Brought to you by Syntex Shirt and Embroidery. Except there's no time on the clock.
That's a quick second half.
Time to go. I love this ref. He's having to reset the clock like 82 times tonight so far.
I wonder if the clock operator's in line for concessions still.
He said, I'm done. You corrected me 17 times in the first half.
May have
I'm
been
going
standing
home.
behind me.
There we go.
Hey.
12 minutes on the clock, and we're ready to go back live here at Searles Stadium. Joseph L. Searles III. As Georgetown will kick it off, Liam Capra will kick it off, far side. The ball will be fielded about the 22-yard line. Coming back near side, and he slips down on this side of the 25. So the Bobcats will take over. The return was made by number 4 for the Bobcats, Samuel Morgan, the senior. The Bobcats will take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. And this defense for Georgetown, an opportunity to go back to work early here in the half and get the ball back to this offense. But the middle 8, boys, we talk about that all the time. One of the highlights of Coach Griffin's focus each and every week is to win that middle 8. The last 4 of the first half, the first 4 of the second half. This is where you want to do it right here. Make a stop and just put all the momentum back in the hands of the Eagles to start the third quarter.
I'm guessing if it's a successful possession on both sides of the ball for the Eagles that we won't see the starters terribly long in this second half.
Pitch to Arthur, left side. He's going to be bottled up and taken down. What a tackle there by Reagan Bollinger. He closed down for the safety position. Holden, you talked about him at halftime, and he closes down quickly to make the tackle of Arthur for a loss of 2. Back to the 25, quickly to the line. The Bobcats go. 2 receivers, right, 2 left. Arthur to the right of Coleman, snap back. Coleman looking left, throws it, and it's just overthrown, and Bollinger almost had a pick 6. The ball was thrown so hard, Bollinger couldn't get his hands up in time. Otherwise, he's in the end zone.
Well, and this is a decision time if they can't make this third down conversion. If they cut a couple of yards off of it, do you kick the ball? Do you try to do something to get something positive going, or do you just protect your team right now and try to get out of here?
3rd and 12 from their own 25, 11:27 remaining third quarter. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Clap of the hand, snap back to Coleman. Looks right, being pressured, has to throw it up. It does. The ball's in the air, a battle for it. And the Bobcats come down with a catch. No, I can't decide. They're going to call it a catch into Georgetown territory at the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. Quickly back to the line. The Bobcats going with pressure here. 2 receivers right, 2 left, far side hash mark. Coleman calls out the signals. Snap back to Coleman. Hands it off. Arthur comes left side. Gets outside the numbers at the 40, 35, and then run out of bounds about the 30-yard line by Cade Erickson. He'll be spotted at the 32-yard line, enough for another Bobcat first down, and back to the line they go.
Well, they had some really interesting conversations with a couple of Bobcat fans down at halftime, and, you know, realizing this team has not been playing varsity football. This is their second year, I believe, playing varsity football.
Coleman keeps it, gets hit, and dropped at the 30. It'll be a gain of 2 as he's taken down hard by Gavin Smith and A.J. Stevenson. And Coleman gets up, has to adjust his pads and his helmet. And now it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Bobcats. Using tempo here to start out the third quarter. A big run by Arthur has him into Georgetown territory. 2nd and 8 for the Georgetown 30. 1 receiver right, 2 left. Arthur to the left of Coleman in the near side hash mark. Snap back, Coleman hands it off. It's not to Arthur. It's handed off to number 6, and Gavin Smith, another tackle. That's the senior running back, Cameron Bennett, who's come in and making some noise here in the second half.
What is his height?
I don't have it. They didn't give us height.
Oh, okay. Because he is not tall at all and gets lost amongst all those giants on the offensive and defensive lines.
3rd and 6, 10-10 left the quarter. Here in the third quarter, the clock runs. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Pressure coming. Coleman throws on the run, throws it up. Cade Erickson can't get the interception. He was going to be close on the sideline, but good defense there. He bats it away, and that'll bring up a big 4th and 6 now with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter for Coach McRae and the Bobcats at the Georgetown 30.
We're going to have to talk to that boy's father.
From my angle right here on the other side of the field, he threw that too far left from the get-go. There's no way his guy was getting it.
I wonder if he thought there might have been an offsides. It did look like there was some movement on that far side. Maybe he thought he had a free play.
4th and 6 for the Bobcats. They go for it from the Georgetown 28. Coleman's going to hang one up to the corner of the end zone. Cade Erickson has a beat on it, and he's going to tip it. Smart play there. Turnover on downs. Georgetown takes over. 1st and 10 at their own 28. The defense holds, and the offense goes back to work for Georgetown.
Making that smart play back there, just knocking that ball down taking possession where it is now. Gets Cade off of the hook, so I'm not going to talk to his dad about the drop.
All right, Jory, you're fine. Keep sitting there. Stay calm.
Yeah,
but a
Jory's
great
on.
play there by Cade. And you saw he didn't even go for the interception, Kelly. Reached up with one hand, batted it away. I'll take the 28-yard line instead of the 20. And it's a 1st and 10 for Georgetown's offense. 9:56 remaining here in the third quarter. And now the momentum for this game can totally go the way of the Eagles if they run down and punch this one in and extend this one even more. Cade Erickson. Jet Walker in the backfield beside Caleb McDougal. Far side hash mark. One receiver left, two right. Bobbles, drops the snap, being pressured. There's a face mask not called right in front of the umpire. But Caleb McDougal sacked. A big loss for the Eagles after McDougal dropped the snap. And now it's a long second down for Georgetown, and the ball is going to be spotted all the way back inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. And that'll bring up 2nd and 20 now for Georgetown. Madre and Warren split wide right. No receivers left. Two running backs in the backfield. A clap of the hands by McDougal. Turn, handed to Walker. Coming right side, a stiff arm. Gets a block outside the numbers, another block, another stiff arm. A late hit out of bounds at his knees. No call there. But Jet Walker gets back a chunk of yards. 12 yards on the play and makes it 3rd and 8.
Jet is so much bigger than these defensive backs. It's kind of humorous watching him out in the open field. These guys are just like, please slip, please fall down, please something happen.
And I wonder if that's actually an intentional part of Jet's game. He does like to bounce him out to the edges and force those smaller guys to try to make tackles on him when he knows he's got the size, the speed, and just the girth advantage.
They're going to mark him out at the 29, so it'll be a 11-yard gain, and it's 3rd and 9 for the Georgetown Eagles from their own 29-yard line. Two receivers right, two left. Now Westfall in motion. Snap back to McDougal. He's rolling left. There's a flag, comes in. McDougal on the run. Got to get rid of it. Arms hit. The ball is incomplete as he throws it onto the far side of the track. But a flag came in late here, and it's going to be offsides on the defense. And so Georgetown's going to get a free 5 yards and have a shot at a 3rd and 4 now to convert and try to keep this drive alive.
All night long we've seen mistakes like that from Chaparral, and those are the kinds of things that keep you from being competitive in ball games.
I love it. I get a text from Matt Holly. Luke Holly hits his first college home run, and he said, the announcer will never be Wally.
Yeah.
Oh, Luke Holly, one of my favorite players, one of the safeties on this Georgetown varsity team, the center field, second baseman, third, whatever you needed on the baseball team, and doing well at Odessa College in his freshman year. 3rd and 4 for Georgetown from their own 34-yard line. They've got to get to the 38 for the first down. Empty backfield for McDougal. Snap back, he looks left, throws it left flat. Xavier Ward's got some room to work, runs over and carries a couple of defenders almost up to midfield. For his size,
Yep.
He is so hard to contain. And what a play there by Xavier Warren. A borrow for Morrow, first down up to the 49. Quickly back to the line the Eagles go. Two receivers right, two left. Walker to the right of McDougal. Backing it up, and here they go. McDougal gets a snap, handed to Walker. Flag comes in late. It's going to be offsides. Walker outside the numbers. 45 has some blockers, pushes a man out of bounds. It's another borrow from Morrow, first down. They'll stop the clock with 8:39 remaining in the quarter, but I think the Eagles will decline this offside and take the big run by Jet Walker.
Or they could back up.
They're going to go a little legal formation on Georgetown. So it'll be 1st and 15 back to the 44-yard line for the Eagles. So while the penalties have slowed down, there's certain penalties you hate to see, and that kind of a play there, too many men in the backfield for the Eagles, and it races a big run by Jet for a first down. And so now behind the chains again here on 1st and 15 with 8:35 remaining. The clock now runs. Two receivers left, one right. Warren, the lone receiver, right. Walker in the backfield behind McDougal. Snap back to Caleb. He'll turn, hand it to Walker. Hesitates, and then electrically turns it on. And he takes off. Two stiff arms outside the numbers. 25, 20, 15, and run out of bounds inside the Graham & Sons Landon Cattle red zone. What a run. You saw it all there. The hezzy, as you like to call it, Holden, and then he hit the gas and took off with the burners and then gets outside the numbers, the stiff arm, and a huge run for a borrow for Morrow, first down.
Just a great play by Jet. Good run. You see that determination and his strength. So difficult to bring down.
First and 10 from the 15-yard line of the Bobcats. 8:10 remaining here in the third quarter. McDougal has Walker to his right. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Hand it to Walker, left side. Gets outside the numbers, the 10, and then a good hit and a tackle on the far side by the Bobcat defender. Number 29, some words exchanged there between Jet Walker and number 29.
Yeah, down here on the sideline, number 29 had a hold of his right leg and was not letting go well after they were out of bounds and after the whistle.
Jet let him know he was not happy with that. Jabari Moore, the sophomore. So Georgetown has it, 2nd and 5 from the 10. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Now McDougal will change the play. Walker will move to the right side of McDougal. Far side hash mark. Gets the ball back, looks right. Throws it to the corner.
Oh, what a catch.
Britt. Catch made, touchdown.
What
Georgetown. Braden Bratton hauls it in on the near sideline. What a catch, what a throw from Caleb McDougal to Braden Bratton for the touchdown, the sophomore.
Wow.
Having another big game here for Georgetown tonight. 48-7, Georgetown leads it.
This kid's going to be something special. To come into last week's game with no touches and lead the team in receiving yards, 94 yards last week, 2 scores here tonight, we might be seeing a star blossoming before our eyes.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House extra point attempt. Snap is back. The kick is up off the foot of Galaviz, and it's through the uprights and good.
And guys,
49-7, Georgetown leads it. Dave?
Guys, real quick, the coaches were all pointing at Jet Walker when he came off the field because that chip block at the last minute allowed Caleb plenty of time to throw that ball.
49-7, Georgetown leads it. We'll take the timeout. Eagle football continues in a moment.
For an old-fashioned dining experience, visit Goldberger Diner on the square in Georgetown. When you walk into this 50-style diner, you'll be greeted with a smile and treated like family. Enjoy breakfast served anytime or come for lunch or dinner and enjoy a great burger, chicken fried steak, old-fashioned liver and onions, or any of the great tasting food on our menu. Goldberger Diner is located at 109 West 7th Street in downtown Georgetown. Goldberger Diner, serving great food to great people.
Searles Stadium for a holding. Georgetown scoring drive summary.
Last drive, 6 plays, 72 yards, 1:45 off the clock. Georgetown really hasn't taken much time in any of their drives so far, but man, Braden Bratton has been popping these last 2 weeks. Like I said, I think we might be seeing a superstar being born right before our eyes.
Liam Capper will kick off the Syntex shirt and embroidery kickoff, fielded at the 25-yard line. Coming inside, now back outside. Number 4 has it, and then he's bottled up and dropped at about the 35-yard line before being pushed backwards. And that's where the Bobcats will take over. Samuel Morgan, the senior, on the return. The Bobcats have it 1st and 10 at their own, looks like 35-yard line. And the Georgetown defense coming back out. So I'm not sure of the exact totals in the middle 8, but I think Georgetown won it 21-0 over the Bobcats there in just that middle 8 for Coach, and that'll be an interesting topic this week as Georgetown then gets ready for a Roush Raider team next week at home.
You like seeing them put back-to-back good games together. Now they've got to finish this and make it 2 complete games.
Fake the handoff. Coleman runs, and then he's hit and slammed to the ground. That was Derek Jones, the defensive lineman, on the tackle. Coleman gets forward, though, for 5 yards up to the 40-yard line, bring up 2nd and 5. But right there, Kelly, he did that earlier. We talked about that where he's puts it in the stomach of Arthur, pulls it out, and then sticks right behind him and follows him. And it's hard to get good block or good tackle on him, but a good job by Derek Jones there. 2nd and 5. 7:10 left. The clock continues to run. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Snap back to Coleman. He'll hand it to Arthur. Comes left, and he breaks out of a tackle by Tennyson Dean. And then he's going to be bottled up. Kicks out of another tackle, and now Cole Mitchell takes him down. Should have been tackled about the 35-yard line, and instead it's going to bring up a short 3rd and 2 after a couple of missed tackles there by the Georgetown defense.
And Cole Mitchell was laying down, and he ended up flying back onto his feet to make the inevitable tackle. What an effort there.
Tempo again here from the Bobcats. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Snap back. Handed off, coming left. Arthur hits it outside, and he'll be taken down by Gavin Smith. Easton Smith there to assist on the tackle, but it's going to be enough for a Bobcat first down up to the 46-yard line.
You can't help but be impressed by this Bobcat team. They are still fighting hard. They are still playing like there's a lot on the line, and I love seeing that in these kids, and that's it. That speaks to this coaching staff as well.
Quentin Johnson now in the backfield, the junior running back to the right of Coleman. Snap back, Coleman looking left, going to throw it left, and Cade Erickson almost jumped the route and got the pick, but a good job of breaking that one up. The receiver, number 81, Titus Hines, unable to haul it in, but a good read there by Cade Erickson. Incompletion brings up 2nd and 10.
If he flew in front of the receiver, yeah, it's a pick six. He ended up going behind the receiver and still forced the incompletion, but you know he wants that one back.
2nd and 10, 2 receivers stacked wide left, 2 receivers stacked wide right. Johnson in the backfield to the left of Coleman. Snap back, Coleman. Not going to hand it off, keeps it, and there's Quentin Rock, and he's going to get the sack as he runs Coleman back inside the 30. They're going to give him the 41-yard line, but oh my goodness. I don't know who the running back was. It was Quentin Johnson, and he paid the price, and he didn't even get the football. Wow, what a pop. We heard that all the way up here.
His ancestors felt that hit.
and who else laid it but Cole Mitchell? I mean, probably the hardest hitting guy on this defense, and there's a lot of good options to take that crown. Just went completely unopposed through the offensive line and smacked him. Man, I felt it from up here.
Coleman didn't have much more success as he was taken down by Quentin Rock, and now it's 3rd and 15. Snap back, Coleman sprints out to the right. Gavin Smith runs over someone. Coleman takes a shot.
2 shots.
By Quentin Rock. Or no, Derek Jones on the hit. What a shot by Derek Jones, the defensive lineman. But the pass goes incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th and 15 now for the Bobcats.
Tip of the hat to that young man.
An injured player on the far side for the Bobcats, so we'll take the timeout with them. 5:08 remaining. 3rd quarter, Georgetown leads at 49-7. Eagle football continues in a moment.
Holden's first half stats, the 3rd quarter, and post-game wrap-up are brought to you by Graham & Sons Land and Cattle. Graham & Sons is a cow-calf operation here in Central Texas, growing calves, cotton, corn, and wheat for commercial customers. Austin Graham and his team of crazy cowboys and cowgirls produce some of the best tasting meat the first responder broadcasting team has ever eaten. Thank you, Graham & Sons, for your support of our broadcast of Georgetown Eagle football.
Back live, the punt underway by Schubert. Cade Erickson will make the fair catch at the Georgetown 30-yard line. And with 5 minutes, 3 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, Georgetown will take over 1st and 10, leading it 49-7 over the Chaparral Bobcats. 3rd quarter presented by Graham & Sons Land and Cattle. I tell you what, I don't know what all they do between the cattle industry and the farming with cotton and corn and everything else. But I tell you what, Austin Graham can barbecue with the best of them.
And it looks like he's been feeding the whole team with how well they've been eating tonight, last week. Man,
it is amazing. And so the Georgetown Eagles get the ball back with the 49-7 lead. Caleb McDougal with Guyton offset to his right side. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Near side hash mark. Clap of the hand, snap back. Guyton gets the handoff left side, follows the blockers, but gets tripped up. After a gain of about 2.5 yards, they're going to mark him maybe at the 33-yard line. A gain of 3 brings up 2nd and 7 for Georgetown.
I think if Georgetown had put points on the board on that last drive, we wouldn't be seeing a lot of the starters. But I think Coach Griffin's going to keep them in there until they put some points on the board in this second half to try to keep this momentum going. Last season, they had some issues.
They've scored a touchdown already. You missed that last drive?
Yes,
it was 42-7.
Zip it.
Back it up.
1 receiver left, 1 right. Tight end to the left side. Guyton in the backfield to the right of McDougal. On 2nd and 7. Snap back. Hand it to Guyton left side. Gets outside around the end. Gets stacked up. And here comes the push from the offensive line. And they'll get forward to the 39-yard line. And that'll bring up a short 3rd and 1 after a nice hard run there by Zach Guyton.
And Kelly, to back up what you were saying, to have the starters keep playing a little bit longer is something that would benefit us late in going into the playoffs, because that's one of the things we talked about was that maybe, you know, the we had such success in the first part of the games early on that the starters were pulled soon.
Coming out wide right here is Corbin Carroll, joined by number 9, Will Davies on the right side. 2 running backs in the backfield with McDougal. Far side hash mark on 3rd and 1. Snap back to McDougal. Fakes the handoff. Flat. Will Davies to catch at the 45. Breaks the tackle. Up past midfield. He'll get forward to about the 47-yard line of the Bobcats. And it's a Georgetown Eagle first down. Brought to you by Borrow from Morrow. Matt Morrow at borrowfrommorrow.com. Go visit him. He is one of our top sponsors each and every year, welcoming him back, wanting to be a part of the First Responder broadcast.
Yeah, Matt's been around for our broadcast for, I think, 8-9 years, so greatly appreciate him as well.
Will Davies, the wide receiver, split wide right, 2 receivers left now. McDougal at the near side hash mark on 1st and 10 in Bobcat territory at the 46-yard line. Snap back, handed off, Guyton right side. Gets hit, drags the man forward inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. Before being tackled there, a gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 now for the Eagles. 3:03 remaining as the clock continues to run here in the 3rd quarter. Bratton and Carroll, the wide receivers, wide left. Will Davies, the wide receiver, wide right. Guyton in the backfield with McDougal. Regan Tarosian, the tight end, as the Eagles have it on 2nd and 8. Starting to see some of your depth at wide receiver now with Carroll, Bratton, and Davies on the field. Snap back, handed to Guyton right up the middle. Zach plows forward, but getting stacked up right about the 41-yard line.
And I think Georgetown's very content with bleeding as much clock as they can at this point to just try to get out of this game without any injuries. That's probably priority number 1 with this 42-point lead late in the 3rd quarter.
But one thing I think David's right about, you've got to be careful of not being used to having play a full game. And so something that Georgetown's got to work on to make sure the legs are there come later in the season, especially when you get into the playoffs. 3rd down and 5, snap back, quick pass out in the flat, and it's underthrown. Carroll didn't cut in as soon as McDougal thought he would. The pass goes incomplete, and it brings up 4th and 5 now for the Eagles with 1:54 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
And Bratton is just a sophomore, and likely a sophomore mistake there. Probably didn't get the accurate play call. It looked like all curl, and I think McDougal was expecting Bratton to curl in the slot to get at that first down, and Bratton just kind of went for a slot fade or maybe a block down the field, and ball falls harmlessly incomplete.
2 receivers wide right, 2 receivers wide left. Weston Stewart in the backfield to the right of McDougal here on 4th and 5. Stewart will now empty out of the backfield. Snap back to McDougal. Looks right. Going to go across the middle. The catch made. Regan Tarosian at the 20, 15, 10, inside the 10-yard line. A hat came in here on the near sideline. Now he's going to pick it up because that receiver didn't touch the ball first. But a pass from McDougal to Regan Tarosian, and it's a Georgetown Borrow from Morrow first down inside the Graham & Sons Landon Cattle red zone. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line of the Bobcats.
Just a nice play and then a good effort after the catch to get the extra yardage down there. Clock keeps running. Tick, 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 tick.
And a big-time throw by
That's
McDougal for going through his progressions. He was looking at the right side, nothing there, and he went back across the field, cool, calm, and collected, delivered the strike for the first down.
Tight formation, 1 receiver right, 1 left. Stewart in the backfield, turn, hand it to Stewart, left side, hesitates, now finds a gap, shoots up the middle, and fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, nice. Georgetown.
What a nice run.
Weston Stewart, what a job to hesitate, find the opening, and he hit it quickly and shot the gap, got into the end zone on some tough running, and Georgetown puts their 2nd touchdown of the half on the board, 55-7.
The 2nd touchdown of the half, Kevin.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying a little bit earlier. After the 2nd touchdown, it wouldn't surprise me if they pull some of the starters, but they may very well leave them in. So
the Oak Ridge Disciple House extra point attempt. McDougal to hold, Galaviz to kick it. The snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is up, and the extra point is good. 1 minute, 2 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Georgetown leads it 56-7 over the Chaparral Bobcats. Quick timeout. Georgetown football continues in a moment.
First Downs are sponsored by Borrow from Morrow. Longtime supporter of our broadcast, Matt Morrow and his team are dedicated to providing the best mortgage experience possible. They do that by offering easy-to-use mortgage tools, including a handy mobile app, competitive rates, and assistance from experienced loan officers. Match loan officers understand local markets, have access to a wide variety of loan programs, and are ready to guide you through the process. Your family, your future, our focus. For your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow, Borrow from Morrow. For more information, visit borrowfrommorrow.com. NMLS number 464148.
Searles Stadium, Holden. Time for another Georgetown scoring drive summary.
Last drive, 8 plays, 70 yards, so it was the longest drive of the game, 3 minutes, 52 seconds, and another touchdown for the Eagles.
Kickoff fielded at the 20-yard line to the inside, then back outside. But only gets back to the 24-yard line, and that's where Chaparral will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line. 55.6 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and we'll start seeing some substitutions here on the defensive backfield for Georgetown.
I kind of thought we might.
Yeah, I mentioned the same thing kind of at halftime. Was like, if this lead kind of holds going into the fourth, I expect to see backups coming in, and obviously that does raise the question, like you've been pointing out, of okay, do we need to play starters more to get them accustomed to playing four-quarter games? But right here, electing to go to play safe with injuries.
Man in motion for the Bobcats. Snap back. Coleman hands it off. Delayed handoff. But stacked up right at the 30-yard line. They're going to spot him at the 31. They got the kickoff all the way to the 29. I had him back at the 24. And now it brings up 2nd and 8 from the 31-yard line. Coleman has 2 receivers left. 2 right. Tempo going here. Running back offset to the right of Coleman. Middle of the field. Snap back. Coleman looking left. He's going to hang one up. Jihad Abdador has a beat on it, but he's overthrown by Coleman. It's incomplete. Intended receiver was number 82, who is not on the roster for the the Bobcats.
I think it might have been one of the jersey switches. I got a James Carter.
All
yes.
right. Don't even show him on the offense at all, so I may have missed that one. Carter incomplete pass to him, brings up 3rd and 8 for the Bobcats. 22 seconds remaining. The running back, number 6, Bennett, sneaks out to the left. Coleman, little screen pass. Bennett can't catch it. It's incomplete. And that brings up 4th down with 17 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
He saw the entire defense going after his quarterback. He figured there's nobody left. It's got to be wide open to the end zone. And
well, and that's the design on that. You let the D-line get through there, and when I saw them all back there, I thought, man, please drop this ball. And he did so.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. So the Bobcats will drop back to punt. Schubert will punt it away. It's Cade Erickson will drop back for the Eagles. With 17 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. 4th and 8 from their own 31-yard line. Snap is back. Schubert will get the kick. Low bounces at the Eagle 47. Fielded by Erickson at the 40. Hezzy makes a man miss, but he's going to end up dragging him down, luckily, before he got decapitated at the 44-yard line. And Georgetown will take over. 1st and 10. They'll mark it at the 43 of Georgetown. And that's where they'll take over with 6 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. And it looks like, can't see it, Royal Mitchell will come in as the quarterback for your Georgetown Eagles. He has the helmet on, and he is in the huddle. And a lot of substitutions here for the Georgetown offense.
They did let Royal throw the ball a little bit last week, so this is not going to be all run plays the rest of the game.
So A.J. Gonzalez will move to the center position where several other subs come in on the offensive line. We'll try to get those as we go here. There's a lot of subs in for the offense for Georgetown. The snap back to Royal Mitchell will come after this whistle. It's kind of like a delay game on the kickoff. You get the possession after a punt return. How do you have a delay a game? You huddle too long on the sideline.
Yep.
Get out. That's the dead ball penalties that drive Coach Griffin wild. And now the Eagles have it with 4 seconds remaining. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Snap back to Mitchell. He'll hand it off right up the middle. The running back goes for a gain of about 3 yards to get back. It'll bring up 2nd and 12 when we come back at the start of quarter number 4. At the end of 3, Georgetown leads it 56-7 over the Bobcats of Chaparral High School. Quick timeout. Eagle football continues in a moment.
Insurance, financial, and HR services are more valuable when they consider your specific needs. That's why Higginbotham Insurance Brokers works hard to understand your priorities so we can get you covered on day one and provide year-round value. From risk management and claims advocacy to benefit plan design and administration, the specialists of Higginbotham are here to turn your uncertainties into possibilities. Contact Jay Hubenak at 737-245-1303 or visit the website at higginbotham.com.
We come to Searles Stadium at the campus of Chaparral High School. We go to the 4th quarter, 2nd and 12 for the Eagles. Royal Mitchell, the backup quarterback, the sophomore in, at the helm for the Georgetown Eagles. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Not sure what we're waiting on. The quarter break is off, and the referee will now move. And here we go to action. Guyton will go left, now right, get the handoff. Guyton back to the right, makes the man miss in the backfield, follows the blockers, gets free, and plows forward. A nice hard run there by Zach Guyton, and they'll spot him down at about the 47-yard line, and that'll bring up a 3rd and manageable for Georgetown, make it about 3rd and 6.
I thought he was going to be stopped for no gain, maybe even a loss, but he just kept driving those legs, keeping those pads low, driving those defenders back. And
he ran square into Papa Constantino, and because Papa Constantino didn't see him when he got up from his block and realized that Guyton was in his face.
Back to the line they go. 2 receivers stacked left, 2 receivers right. Guyton to the backfield to the right of Mitchell. He's going to drop back to pass out in the flat, but it's incomplete, wide right of Guyton, and that'll bring up 4th down for the Eagles. 4th and 6 from the 47-yard line. And it looks like the punt team will come on for Georgetown, an opportunity to work on your punt team work and try to pin the Bobcats back deep in their own into the field as Westfall drops back to punt for Georgetown. Back to receive the kick for the Bobcats goes number 31, Moses Woods, the sophomore or the junior defensive back. Snap back to Westfall. He'll get the punt away. Nice punt. It'll drive, bounce inside the 20. The Eagles have a chance to down it. And they do at the 4-yard line. Nice. They touch it dead. What a play there by the defense. I think that was Zach Guyton that ran that one down.
We've had some really good plays by the special teams tonight.
And you love it after the rough go they had last week with the kick coverage. And like Coach said, you're going to have a play here and there that are not good, that go wrong. But they fixed some things tonight, and this special teams strand of the 3 strands is really playing well tonight. Along with this Georgetown defense, you love what you're seeing on the field. And now 96 yards the Bobcats must go to try to get into the end zone with 11:03 remaining in the ballgame. 1st and 10 from their own 4-yard line. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Near side hash mark. Snap back to Coleman. Stands in his own end zone. He'll run to the left. Now shoots up past the 5, and he's hit and dropped at about the 6-yard line. That'll be a gain of 2, and it'll bring up 2nd and 8.
And he's been demolished all game long, and I just hate to see those kind of play calls at this point in the game for the kid, because he's taking a beating in today's game, and obviously that's the part of the offense is the QB run, but he's taking some shots from some strong linebackers for Georgetown, and he's feeling it.
Arthur in the backfield behind Coleman. Snap back on 2nd and 8, handed off. Arthur splits to the right, gets held up, and then gang tackled. They're going to give him the 7. I'm not sure he ever sniffed the 7-yard line. But a 1-yard gain brings up 3rd and 7 now. But a great job. I don't know who was on the ground to get that first contact.
It's Quentin Rock and Malachi Miller.
And what a job to hold on and wait for the backup to get there. And he got the backup, 3rd and 7 from their own 7-yard line. Georgetown, a lot of subs in here on the defensive side of the ball as well. Coleman in the backfield, near side hash mark. Arthur to his right, snap back. looking to pass. Here comes the blitz. Coleman scrambling. He's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line. What a play there by number 14, Landon Hammett.
And Landon was being held out there, but he was able to fight that off, get out there and make the play and stop that rush.
Malachi Miller on that rush. That was beautiful.
I got to give a shout out to the running back and pass pro, because if he does not pick up the blitzer, that's going to be a sack for a safety. So a big shout out to him. Obviously, Georgetown still forces the punt here, and anytime you're punting in your own end zone, you got to just cross your fingers and hope the snap is okay, protection holds up, because any type of mistake here is essentially guaranteed points going the other way.
Back to punt goes Schubert for the Bobcats. Cade Erickson back deep for the Eagles to field this punt. Stands at the 43-yard line of the Bobcats. And there's a delay of game going to be whistled on the Bobcats.
They were watching the clock that time.
9:20. They've watched it twice this half. Don't worry about it in the first half.
I think
so back them up.
I think they were just enjoying the music from the Georgetown High School marching band.
9:22 remaining in the ball game. Georgetown now on 4th and 9. Will let the punt get away. They're not going to try to catch a penalty here. Schubert will get it away. Spiraling punt fielded by Erickson. Nope, he'll let it bounce. And it takes a Bobcat bounce inside Georgetown territory, and it'll be down at the Georgetown 48-yard line.
I sure thought he touched that.
And luckily, the spiraling ball bounced away from Cade Erickson. But the Georgetown Eagles will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line with 9:03 remaining here in the ball game. They lead it 56-7. Royal Mitchell, the sophomore quarterback, the backup to McDougal, will come out for another series for your Eagles on offense.
And guys, I might even say that even the backups on defense are holding their own, doing a really good job. It's a much improved defense this week.
Number 72, Braden Sanso. Number 79, Xavion Flemons on the offensive line. Snap back to Mitchell. He'll hand it off. Stewart hesitates, finds a hole on the right side, follows his blocker. Behind Big Tasty with a pancake. Stewart gets up to midfield, a run of 3, brings up 2nd and 7. Some other substitutions for this Georgetown offense. Number 65 out on the field on the offensive line, Colby Hyatt. One of the players for the Bobcats, he's going to stay upright and stay on the field. Looked like he was hurting.
He's on the struggle bus right now.
Herman, the tight end, moves to the left side. 2 receivers left, now a man in motion. Snap back, fake the handoff. Nope, Royal Mitchell handed it off, and on the end around to number 37, Connor Kuchar, the 5'11", 175-pound senior wide receiver, and he got dropped. A good read on the defensive side of the ball for the Bobcats.
Having to knock some dust off of this, some of these numbers on the roster.
Jonah Daniels, the other lineman, in for the Eagles. So they've replaced everybody in the offensive line except for A.J. Gonzalez. He has now moved to the center position for Georgetown. Royal Mitchell now on 3rd and 12. Snap back, fakes the handoff. Being pressured. Gets out of trouble, rolls left, got some room to run, and going to tuck it. Gets a block out on the outside, and then a late hit out of bounds.
There it is.
There comes one. I have a feeling it's going to be offsetting penalties because number 72, Braden Sanso, the senior O lineman, may have had an illegal blindside block. As he realized his quarterback was coming behind him, he turned and got a block.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block. Number 72, the senior in the league, will respond to foul. Replay, 3rd down.
Not sure how they don't call the late hit out of bounds on the quarterback, Royal Mitchell, as a penalty came in from the back judge like he was throwing that one, so they just get the illegal blindside block on Sanso. So instead of a fourth and about 5 for Georgetown, it's got to back them up all the way back to their own 37-yard line. So that's going to be about 20 yards to go, 3rd and 20. A big chunk here for the Georgetown Eagles.
Probably just a draw, handoff, or a quick screen. Do something to just get the ball out quick and then punt this possession away.
Corbin Carroll wide left. Herman in the slot. 2 receivers wide right. Mitchell in the shotgun. Snap back. Swing pass out in the flat to Weston Stewart. Gets a kick-out block from Kuchar, but right into the path of Stewart, and he's taken down for a loss back to the 35-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Eagles, and that'll bring on the punt team.
Don't know why he didn't cut that inside of that block instead of running right into the block out there on the edge, but live and learn.
Kuchar was trying to kick the block out to the far sideline, and Stewart unable to cut that back in, and so a loss there. Back to the 35. And now Westfall back to punt it away again for the Eagles. The clock continues to run. 6:35 on the game clock. Snap is back. Westfall, another good high spiraling punt, will be fielded at the 27. Stacked up immediately and run backwards. What a job of punt coverage by this Georgetown Eagles special teams. A great job there. As soon as the catch was made by number 31, he was stacked up and driven backwards. And the Bobcats will take over 1st and 10 inside their own 25-yard line.
I think this has actually been the best game by special teams by far this season. We haven't seen the mistakes like we've seen in the first few games, but they've done a really good job tonight.
I really feel like the hang time on that one, nice. Like you said, while a big, huge, high punt gave the coverage time to get down there.
To put some quick numbers on that, actually, the special teams has definitely been a lot better this week. Last week against Leander, they allowed 30 yards an average on kick return. This week, they're averaging 8.
Johnson in the backfield to the right of Coleman. 1 receiver left, 3 right. Snap back to Coleman. Hands it to Johnson. Nope, Coleman keeps it. Comes wide right, being chased by Quentin Rock. He'll be run out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Should be a flag on Coleman for slowing delay of game by making the clock stop. This point with a 56-7, they're going to run the clock. They're going to keep the clock running.
Continuous clock. Let's go.
And they're going to mark it as a 1st and 10. So they're going to spot the change, and the clock runs under 6 minutes. 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. Snap back to Coleman, handed to Johnson, left side, hit, spins out of a tackle, gets to the 35, make it the 36. And that's where they'll take him down, mark him now at the 37-yard line. That'll be a gain of 4, bring up 2nd and 6 as the clock continues to run. Under 5.5 minutes remaining.
You still like seeing these kids playing hard for Chaparral and getting some work done, getting ready for the rest of the season.
Snap back to Coleman, looking left, going to throw it left, out in the flat. Catch dropped by number 30 for the Bobcats, DeAndre Wilson. And he paid the price for that drop pass as he got hit. Malachi Miller out there.
Could you tell on the replay if that ball was tipped by Quentin Rock? He went airborne on that.
Yeah, the replays aren't working right now, Dave.
10-4. We talked about that, didn't we?
We did.
We did. Just like that first touchdown we were waiting for in the second half for Georgetown. 3rd down and 6 for the Eagles.
Y'all have a great night, folks.
3rd down and 6 for the Bobcats. But now Coach McCray is going to take the timeout with 5:17 remaining in the 4th quarter. It's brought to you by Goldberger Diner. Take a quick timeout. Eagle football continues in a moment.
The Golden Rule is located at 606 South Church Street in Georgetown. The Golden Rule offers an amazing menu and even better atmosphere. Enjoy a wide variety of menu items like Cantonese riblets, Texas fried quail, roasted beet salad, and elk double smash burger, and much, much more. Join us for Sunday brunch with a delicious selection of food and drinks. Give the menu a look at goldenrulegtx.com. The Golden Rule, above all else, goodwill, friendship, and kind regard.
Back out of the timeout, the first of the half by Coach McCray of Chaparral. 5:17 remaining here in the ballgame. 56-7, Georgetown leads it. Coleman in the shotgun. 1 receiver right, 2 left. Snap back. Coleman looks left, looks right. Now scrambling to his right, has lots of room to run. And going to run across the 45, pushed out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. Good coverage there by Landon Carr to at least close in on Coleman. Otherwise, he's headed down the sideline. And there go the Bobcats. Quickly back to the line. Some tempo here on 1st and 10 from their own 48. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Coleman with Johnson to his right. Snap back. Fake the handoff. Quick pass out in the flat. Incomplete pass. And a good job there by number 15, William Denyer. He was ready to lay the wood on the receiver, number 82.
I think James Carter heard the footsteps a little bit
I was thinking the same
Denyer
thing.
coming flying in and was like, I want no part of this. Business decision.
2 receivers left, 2 right on 2nd and 10 from their own 48-yard line. Near side hash mark, Coleman. A clap of the hands. Snap back. He looks left, look right. Now he's going to be scrambling, being chased. Quentin Rock almost got to him, and the pass underthrown to the running back, Arthur, as he was covered by number 14, Landon Hammett. Denyer there also on the coverage of Carter and Arthur. So the incompletion brings up 3rd and 10.
Adrian Provo on the defensive line in there now, able to get some penetration back there, trying to lay the wood to the quarterback, but he was unable to do that. With his girth, to be able to move that quickly is really impressive to watch.
3rd and 10 from the 48 of the Bobcats. Coleman has 2 guys in the backfield with him, 1 receiver left, 1 right. Johnson on one side, Arthur on the other. Snap back to Coleman. Hand off to Arthur, the left side, but good job by the Eagles to pursue it well and not overcommit. Quentin Rock leads the group of tacklers to stop Arthur, and what a play there. Nice design to it, but a great job by Quentin Rock to not overcommit and chase what would have thought to have been the handoff and the comeback towards him, and he strung it out for a 2-yard loss. And the Bobcats are going to punt it back away to the Georgetown Eagles.
And you like seeing these guys that haven't been able to get a lot of playing time come in and actually perform really, really well and show what they can do. Future's bright.
You love that play from Quentin Rock. What a good read there on that far side. We've talked about that in the first few games, though. Not giving up and not overcommitting, not closing down. A great job there to recognize the miscommunication caused by that offensive play. Punt deep. Erickson on the run will take the fair catch inside the 20, and they'll whistle him down at the 15-yard line. And with 3:50 remaining in the ball game, the Eagles will take over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line. But you talk about that, keeping that integrity on that line, not closing it in, and a good read outside, and then you had multiple players. So it wasn't just one person that read it, and you love to see that from your backups too, Kelly. You love to see the fact that players are getting their opportunities, but yet doing the job and staying committed to making the right reads and staying home and making those big tackles. Other scores out there this week?
Yes.
None in our district.
And that wraps it up for District 8.
Oh, that's right. It's Thursday night.
Yeah.
Not many games for our district tonight.
Yeah,
just this one.
Tomorrow night, Cedar Park and Leander Rouse will go at it, as well as Lake Belton and Eastview, Glenn and Leander.
Corbin Carroll catches the screen pass out on the outside. Take it down after a gain of about 2 up to the 17-yard line. Brings up 2nd and 8 for the Eagles. Clock continues to run under 3 minutes, 30 seconds left in the ball game.
There's an unusually few Thursday night games this week, actually, in Central Texas. So,
the only Thursday night game of the season for your Georgetown Eagles. Royal Mitchell in the backfield. Snap back, looking left, throws it out in the flat. Catch made by Georgetown. Number 80 on the catch, John Turner, the senior wide receiver. Driven out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. Now a 3rd and 4 for the Eagles here as the clock runs under 3 minutes.
There is one game in the area that I do want to pass this score along. Snook and Granger. Granger defeats Snook 2-0.
What?
Can I tell you why, how it happened? Snook has resigned their
Forfeit.
season as a varsity team for the rest of the year.
That's right. I do remember seeing that.
Due to injuries and players being out. And so they had to forfeit their season. What a pass by Royal Mitchell, far side into Bobcat territory. Looked left, curled, and rolled to the right, and out in the flat. I believe it was John Turner again, number 85 on the catch. Aaron Fryer, the senior wide receiver.
And Davies was out there running a route, and that was where a lot of the attention is, and allowed number 85 to sneak out there by himself.
Nice pass by Royal Mitchell. And a big first down, borrow from Morrow first down into Bobcat territory. 1st and 10 at the 48 of the Bobcats. Snap back, empty backfield. Flat pass out in the flat to Davies. He's going to drag a man forward, stacked up, and then stopped at about the 44-yard line. A nice gain of about 4 on the catch. That'll bring up 2nd and 6. A whistle here on the field. And it's the 2-minute timeout here in the second half. We'll take it with them. Georgetown football will continue in just a moment. Stay with us.
For all the fly fishing, hunting, and outdoor enthusiasts, River and Ranch Provisions is your one-stop shop for the gear you need. River and Ranch offers a large selection of outdoors and hunting supplies. Cody, Brad, Sam, and Tim have put together a high-end outdoors outfitter with high-quality services to make everyone feel welcome and important, regardless of your experience level. Come see what we have to offer at 807 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, or visit our website at rrpgtx.com.
Back here at Chaparral High School, 1 minute, 52 seconds remaining in the ball game. Georgetown has it 2nd and 5 from the 43-yard line of the Bobcats. Royal Mitchell, one receiver right, one left. Snap back, will hand it to Guyton in the backfield. No, Royal rolls out wide open in the flat. Was Gus Papaconstantino, and Royal Mitchell missed him. Gus had some yardage to gain right there on that one. That was a wide open, great pass, fake by Royal Mitchell to the handoff to Guyton. Rolls out with it hidden on his hip, but just threw it wide of Papaconstantino, and it'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Eagles.
Holden, is that some of the passes that you saw but when you were playing at the Village?
Man, I think he rushed that one a little bit. Whenever I was playing out in the Village, he was on point, but he used to play receiver for the most part. I was usually throwing him the ball down the field.
That's great.
Those 6- and 7-yard bombs.
3rd and 5 from the 43-yard line of the Bobcats. Snap back, hand it to Guyton, right side. Hit, but he continues to drive, breaks the tackle. What a run by Zach Guyton, the sophomore, doing big things tonight. What the power of Guyton's, it's just he's got those that lower body strength, and now starting to work on that pad level, bringing it down as his sophomore career continues to blossom here for the Eagles. And what a big run, a borrow from Morrow first down to the Bobcat 30 as the clock ticks inside a minute, 15 seconds remaining in the ball game.
He started flexing that leg a little bit, and it looked like he was hiding from H, so they don't pull him off the field.
I saw that.
One receiver wide left. Deshaun Smith, the senior wide receiver, wide right. Mitchell has Guyton in the backfield. Snap back, hand it to Guyton. Nope. Mitchell fakes, rolls out, throws it in the flat off the hands of Papaconstantino, and the late flag comes in at the 30-yard line, and I believe that's going to be an illegal man downfield, because where the flag came down, the line judge looked in.
I looked immediately to see where. His white hat's having a time tonight.
Okay, I'm curious how your tight end is an illegal man downfield.
So he must have lined up inelogibly along the offensive line, which makes him unable to go down the field for a route.
Papaconstantino was lined up on the tight end on the right side, and he slipped out and went over there for the catch. Maybe that's it?
I don't know, but they got Brody Herman on the call. He's one of the tight ends as well. So Georgetown will back it up to the 35-yard line of the Bobcats, 1st and 15. The clock continues to run under 40 seconds. And it looks like Royal Mitchell will just take a knee here. And this will be the last play of the ball game. Royal Mitchell takes the knee, and Georgetown takes the W. 56-7, Georgetown's going to win it over the Chaparral Bobcats. Georgetown will improve to 4-1 on this season, but more importantly improve to 2-0 in district play. I don't even know what to say, boys. The totality of 3 strands came to play tonight against Chaparral, and they all looked good. You saw great things on the offense. You saw great things on the defense. But most impressive to me, you saw great things on the special teams tonight.
Yeah, they really made some adjustments, got things right on special teams. And another thing that Coach Griffin talked to us about was when the second, third, 14 guys come in, the guys that don't normally get plays, they still want to see them perform well, and they did tonight. They actually played pretty well. And we again see future looks pretty bright.
Dave, Coach is over here on the near side. Yep. You got to come try to catch a chat with Coach real quick. Yep. Georgetown improves to 2-0. The nice thing about this is, gentlemen, the next 3 weeks we'll be back home at Berkelback Field. 2 of them will be on the bookends, will be the home team. 1 will be the visitors against Eastview. Let's go to Dave live with Coach Chuck Griffin.
All right, Coach. We won the middle 8, 21-0, best I can tell. You know, a lot of improvement on the special teams, and then the defense really coming into their own.
Yeah, Man, I'm just super proud of our kids, the way they played all night, offensively, defensively, special teams. Probably played our most complete game. And middle eight's important, and anytime you score 28 points to the 14 middle eight, that's really big, you know. So just fired up about our kids and the way they're playing.
Congratulations, Coach. Thank you. Guys?
I think it just
it
reiterates what we talk about. The best all-complete game by all three facets of this team was tonight against this Killeen Chaparral team, and what a performance by this Georgetown Eagle team. Next week, we will be live back at Birkelback Field against the Rouse Raiders. That's going to be a good ball game. That is a good Rouse Raider football team, and they will come into Birkelback looking for some revenge after getting beat up by the Eagles last year at Gupton Stadium. And so it'll be fun to watch that, and that will be a good one. The next week, we'll be back at home as the visitors against the Eastview Patriots in the Battle of the San Gabriel, the Crosstown Classic, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be a battle between the Patriots and Georgetown on the 17th, and then the following week, it'll be the battle against the Glen Grizzlies back at Birkelback Field. So the next 3 weeks will be all at Birkelback Field. We love it. It makes it nice and easy for us, but we're back on Fridays the rest of the season. Holden, final thoughts on this one?
I think there's one statistic that really sums it up perfectly. Georgetown averaged 9.5 a play, Chaparral averaged 3.8. If you had said that going into today, you could kind of assume this final score was going to be heavy lopsided in favor of Georgetown. Like we've all been mentioning, just a superb performance in all three aspects of the game.
Dave, your final thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think everybody did a pretty good job. You know, they kept their heads on their shoulders. They didn't, you know, you got the win. You came away with the win. There were a lot of good things that we got to see. I like to see the seconds coming in and getting some time. But good win overall. Like the special teams and defense, I really like seeing the defense coming into their own right now and growing up right in front of us. They're doing a lot of good things, and even the seconds on the defense did a really good job. So, but the special teams, like y'all have said several times, hats off to them.
Kelly, your final thoughts on this win?
This game and the last game were against two of the teams that were anticipated to be at the lower end of the district. The meat grinder is going to start next week, so it's a good building, two good games to really build on, but next week's going to have to be even more sharp and ready to go, and I think they will be.
My final take is Georgetown did what they were supposed to do when you put up and you say, here's who you're going to play. They came out with an intensity last week. They played with a fire tonight, and all three facets stepped up. Now to keep the level heads and not let the success get there and let you get overconfident when you've got the battles coming behind you with a Rouse team, with a Eastview Patriot team, with a Glen Grizzly team, and a Cedar Park Timberwolf team that will be ready to come into Georgetown and try to wreak havoc on this Eagle team. But more importantly, these kids continue to get better each week, and they proved it tonight on the field. 56-7. They win it tonight over the Chaparral Bobcats. They improved to 2-0 in district, 4-1 on the season. Thanks so much to our two camera operators, to Jolissa up here with us in the JCT Memorial Broadcast booth. That's brought to you by JMTs. And down on the field with Dylan with Doppler Dave the whole time. Thanks to Heath Knuckles running the field camera for us, and to our producer Jerry and Harmon that makes it all work behind the scenes each and every week. For Doppler Dave, for Holden Tuma, for Kelly Duvall, I'm Wally Harmon. Thanks for joining us. The Georgetown Eagles victorious over the Bobcats, 56-7. Remember, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind. Have a good night, everybody.